Hello everyone, welcome to the first ever episode of the Commbox Watchalong. I'm your host Varun Alvakunda, at least temporarily, and I'm joined by Deepak Goyal and I'm Robin Uttappa. So gentlemen, we had the toss. RCB have won the toss and decided to bowl first, which again shouldn't be much of a surprise unless Sunrisers make 300, in which case it would look like a horrible idea. So the selections for RCB have roughly been as we expected. The four overseas they've picked are Salt, David, Romario Shepherd and Jacob Duffy. We thought they will go for Mangesh Yadav as the bowler. They went with Abhinandan. Are either of you any familiar with him? Because I genuinely didn't know he was in the squad.
I just followed a little bit of him, not much. So he, like a couple of years back, people were saying that he's a Siraj 2.2. I saw some of the tweets. So he has bowled a lot in UP Premier League as a pretty mini Yorker, but also able to do some stuff with the new ball. But I don't think so he'll get the new ball today. He might come in as a first change. One insight what Rakshit gave before the auction, the RCB analyst came up with this thought process that they were a little iffy about Mangesh only because of his relatively short stature. So they're not very comfortable with the fact that he's not tall enough. So that might be the reason why they have gone with Abhinandan, because relatively taller, but then you are not getting the left-handers angle. So Robbie can give us insights on this, like how height factor works in Chinnaswamy.
Of a bowler?
Yes.
I thought the only height factor that matters in Chinnaswamy is the height of the sixes that go out of the ground. I reckon the what would really matter is essentially if you're really tall as a bowler, your pace. If you are quick. I think the quicker you are in Bangalore, the faster you go, right? I think the farther you go. I think that's the thing. So if you're tall, generally tall bowlers are not the fastest. They'll bowl maybe 140, 145 clicks. You don't generally see faster bowlers. I think Alan Donald is probably the only one who bowled. I may be wrong, guys, but Alan Donald perhaps is one of the taller fast bowlers. He never looked very tall on screen, but he's actually about 6'3", 6'4". And
as a member of Commbox, I have to remind you about Joel Garner before Jarrod comes and yells at both of us.
Correct. Yes. Correct. Of course, but no one really could tell how quickly Joel Garner was bowling, right?
But yes, he was not a tear away fast bowler. He was like what Sunny and how I have said, that he was more like somebody who used to bowl 85 to 90 miles, not somebody who was like tear away fast bowler. Like what I've heard.
One of the things on this live is going to be that I'm going to be constantly disturbed by my toddlers, and this one's come here. She's come to make a complaint. Is everything okay?
I want chicky.
You want chicky? Go ask
So
her.
Trini has a new haircut today. Hi Trini.
All of us have a new haircut today. Trini, you want to say
Hello.
hi? You want to say hi? You can't hear them, but you want to say hi? No.
Yes.
Yes. No. Okay. Okay. Cool.
So I was just checking both
sorry.
Abhinandan and
Yes, Joel Garner wasn't a tearaway fast bowler. Joel Garner was,
Yes.
as in from what we've heard also. I think this one of this. You've had too much of that.
So Robbie, I have a technical question for you, I think, if we can. So I was just looking at the data. If we see the good length in the power play by paces, last season Chinna was one of the better pitches. So do you think that's the strategy RCB will employ, where Bhuvi and Duffy himself is very good at bowling in that natural hard length, that good length area? Is that the strategy do you think they will aim for? And like I think Travis Head is very good at attacking it, but I don't know if Abhishek is as good as him, even though he's improved a lot.
Sorry, you'll have to ask me that question again. My daughter has been like properly distracting me. She's been picking up everything that's Trini, please can you give me some space, please?
Or Deepak, I think you can share your thoughts in the meantime.
yeah, historically I think these lengths have worked in Chinnaswamy, no doubt about it. And with Abhishek, one thing that we saw that even when we had Hemanish on our pod, he mentioned that historically he was never good with that kind of a length. So he used to kind of struggle with that. He improved by walking into that length. So basically by walking into the ball, he was kind of changing the length of such balls. But off late, we have seen that people have started bowling more closer to his body. So he's not able to free his arms the way he used to. So I don't think so. Like hard lanes would be that easy for him now. One thing, but like Robbie said, as compared to like the pod that we did yesterday, as compared to Chinnaswamy or I would say Wankade, it's relatively even difficult to come inside the line of the ball in Chinnaswamy. So even that might also not work for Abhishek. So I think this
Not
can be a
necessarily.
good ploy.
I
You were,
think
you
it's
were
actually
mentioning
pretty
something of
simple
that,
to,
sir.
No, it's actually pretty simple to come inside the line of the ball, but you have to go based on the kind of bowler that's bowling. So if a bowler is bowling pretty quick and then, he hits more back of a length, then you can set yourself up, and instead of taking a leg stump guard or two leg, you take the middle stump guard because there's bounce. So I think in the first over you assess what kind of bounce is there. If it's pretty healthy bounce, because if the wickets rolled really well in Bangalore, you tend to get a little bit of carry, right? And if it's above hip height, then yeah, for sure you can stand on middle stump and you can look to manipulate that. And you have to look at the batters who are playing also. Ishan Kishan is not the tallest bloke. Travis Head is not the tallest bloke. Abhishek is pretty tall. So from that perspective, I think Abhishek can kind of set himself up by standing on middle stump as a guard, and then kind of come inside the line. But you won't really bowl too many short balls. You don't unless that. I think you'll bowl slow ball bouncers in Bangalore. You might bowl slow ball bouncers. You might bowl length deliveries, slow balls outside the off stump. So I think these aspects may happen a lot, but not. I don't think they'll bowl too many short balls unless there's a stark weakness of a short ball for the batter.
Makes
I
sense.
think that makes sense.
So, Varun, any historical data that you have for the ground?
So I think so. What I checked from Chinna, it's in the power play bowl length and just only bowl length. Anything else is basically gets destroyed. And I guess the other thing we need to look at is how much swing will Bowie get, because I assume Bowie will bowl the first over because that's what you should do. The first over should always be your best swing bowler, and then if you want to bowl the off spinner, the bobble ball bowlers, they should always take the second over. And unless I'm mistaken, RCB don't have an offie, right? At
Yeah,
least
they don't have.
someone who could regularly bowl it. So that's not a matchup that would work well for them. On this bit later on, I do think Krunal versus Klaasen is the big one, because Klaasen doesn't like it when you bowl the 5 to 7 meter length and the SLAs bowl
Yes.
to him. So it's that combo which is very critical, because Krunal just lives in that length. Right? That's one thing he's very good at doing, is even if there's not a lot of turn, he'll just stick to that and keep bowling it again and again. But as we know, if Abhishek or Head survive the power play, that option goes out the window because they will take him
Yes.
on. Unfortunately,
even to be
That's
honest,
the other issue.
Ishan Kishan also.
So for
that
RCB, I
matter.
think the first 3-4 overs are going to be very crucial. If the likes of a Bowie can pick a wicket, Jacob Duffy can pick a wicket, or Cam Green can come in and take a wicket in that first 3 or 4 overs, and they can peg these guys back by a little bit, I reckon then RCB will have a little bit of an advantage. I'm actually backing RCB to win this game. I think, the kind of team that they have, and I think at home, I think they will start off with the win. It's just my, it's my.
I think I was
instinct.
saying this in the group. I think if both teams have an average day, I think RCB will win comfortably. But I think if the Hyderabad batters turn up, I don't think RCB can win. That's my
Oh, I'm so sorry.
the way I feel
I
about it.
actually completely forgot. Green is actually in KKR. These I was thinking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You gotta correct me, man. Deepak, what is this? I'm
So I
human.
did
I
that.
can make mistakes. Teacher,
That's what I did. That's what I did in the chat.
you should have told me.
I
Yeah,
did
but
it
it's
in the
more
chat.
fun
Call me
to
out.
make mistakes and get cancelled on the internet, isn't it? We need virality.
How
for
many
Commbox
deaths
to
will I
get
die
bigger.
on the internet?
Yeah, but this is what exactly I did in the chat, So, like, to be honest, this is what we were predicting, that it's a chasing ground. Robbie also mentioned that it becomes really difficult to defend on this particular surface because you have to have like new ball wickets in the second innings, and if somebody does well in the power play, it becomes pretty straightforward post that. It's very defensive post that. The wicket taking opportunities are pretty limited, and from RCB point of view, I'm
Guys, have you
still
seen
trying
have
to.
you seen Sunrisers' playing 11?
Yes.
They have only 2 foreign players so far in the 11.
Three.
Two, right?
Three, I
just
think.
saw Head and
Head, Klaasen,
and
and Ishan
Clarkson,
Malinga.
Head,
Ishan.
And
Malinga.
Ishan Malinga. Yeah.
का हमारे देश का है.
Yeah. So, and one thing I think they have Livingston and remember we were discussing about Yeesan Ansari and Shivang yesterday. So I was pretty confident that they might go for Yeesan for Shivang for one reason that the left arm Chinaman adds a new I would say dimension to your bowling, and also he's been doing really well in the practice matches. I think in one of the practice matches he was 23 for 3 or something, and all and pretty handy bat lower down the order
Guys,
as compared to
have you
Yeesan.
noticed that there's no Devdutt Padikkal in RCB?
He'll be the impact player, na?
Huh.
It's the bowling 11, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a bowling 11, so they are one batter short, so I'm very sure he'll be the impact player. There's Jacob.
Yeah, but
Deepak,
Deepak, if Shivang Kumar can bat, why is he not in the batting 11? That's what I'm confused about.
but they can then retire one of the batters, na? Because he'll be a lower order batter, right? So you can always introduce your
No, isn't
bowler.
it?
Just
Yeah, but isn't
Look,
it
like-
simpler to just have him in the 11 and bring like an Unadkadin or a Malinga in as a bowling set?
certain time, because then you have
Yeah.
an option to even bring in the pacer depending on the situation. If you see that the pitch is kind of held, because there's an even covering of grass on this pitch, so it's not a very straightforward red soil dry surface of Chinnaswamy. So there's an even covering of grass, and Robbie was also sharing that with grass on the surface in Chinnaswamy it can be tricky. So you can just look at the visuals also. That's it's a very thick, even covering of grass. So certain times you just don't know like how this particular thing is going to behave. Because last season also we saw some of the matches where the pitch was very tacky in the first inning itself. Like it was kind of getting stuck around the good length area. Even the spinners were also troubling. Like RCB suffered a lot while batting first due to that. Where a lot of opposite spinners were kind of spamming them with those 5 to 7 meter lengths, and the balls were kind of sticking into the surface. So I'm assuming they
There
might.
hasn't been a lot of cricket, right? That's played on. There hasn't been a lot of cricket that's played on at the Chinnaswamy in the recent past.
No. It has been under the ban for last 1 year now, post the stampede. So they just got the clearance now. Even the domestic matches were not there. So there was supposed to be some domestic matches, but they never got the clearance. So matches were happening at Center of Excellence ground only. So there was nothing, not even a single domestic match also that took place in this round. So just about to start. So they haven't started with Bhuvi. So they have started with Jacob Duffy.
No, I don't like it.
So I think both the teams are a little skeptical about the grass on the surface. So that's the reason why Shivang have not been named in the playing 11, because that's a very valid question that you came up with.
It is interesting.
Little
So
bit of
he
swing,
just
yeah.
like aimed for the
There's a
top
little
of
bit of
off and he
swing
just
on the
blocked
ground.
it. Yeah. Ooh. Pulls it at the legs and he gets a single.
Oh, you've got. You've got what's that? Faster broadcast than we do.
Really? That's odd. Because Sky is usually pretty useless with the IPL.
You said that, and your internet just froze. Yeah, there's a little bit there. There's a little bit of swing there, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
So how much impact
Oh, good
probably
ball
this
there.
grass will have?
Really, really good ball that.
Bro, you're way ahead of us. You know that, right? You're like,
How far ahead of you am I?
we just finished the second ball, so he's running up to
Oh,
go the
okay.
third now.
Yes, okay.
I just finished the second ball, yes. And what is the case with Varun?
I am just on the third. I just finished the third ball now.
They're asking a question.
No, I've actually finished the third ball, yes.
Oh, okay.
They're
okay,
asking the
that's
question for the. They're going
Robbie,
up,
like, how
guys.
much-
They're going up. Not
Yes.
bad.
good. Yeah.
So, Robbie, how much is the impact of grass on such a surface?
It will be fresh initially, but later on it might actually help the bowlers, to be honest. Sorry, it might help the batters, to be honest, in the second innings.
Okay. Could you just walk us through that? Like how?
One sec.
That-
It's pretty close. Ooh, it's very close. This one could be out, guys. Abhishek also, when you're looking at Abhishek, he's also doesn't look very confident.
I think nothing on this Nico.
You, very lucky, bro. You. That's a flat line, not even a murmur. Oof.
Mm.
So Abhishek was expecting that ball to come back in, obviously, because he saw the first two balls kind of coming back in.
Yes.
So he was anticipating that ball to come back in. That ball just like kind of shaped into him, but kind of pitched in straight in.
Oh. सही है लगता है so he's finally got going with the trademark Abhishek Sharma shot.
Yeah. It's almost
Abhishek
reactive,
plays that
isn't
shot
it,
so
this
well.
one? Yeah, it's almost reactive, right? I think any bowler, when you're coming up against the likes of an Abhishek Sharma, Sana Jayasuriya, you kind of almost in your head get defensive because you're like, okay, when is he going to go? When is he going to go? And you feel like you won't have to bowl the safest delivery possible, like a defensive, got to bowl defensively. When you're actually bowling with a new ball, you actually don't need to bowl defensively. You need to take the chance and try and get him out instead of being defensive. You got to be aggressive.
But like Robbie, one question, like considering that these two played in that World Cup finals and Abhishek hammered him all over the place. So how much that plays on your mind? Because it's like 20 days back that happened. So or he like at international level you would have kind of reset
It does play in your
yourself.
mind to a certain degree. It plays in your mind, but it's not something that you can't overcome. To be honest, it's like it's a new day, man. And I think as athletes at that level, you want to kind of back yourself to get someone out, right? Yeah, full ball, got away with it.
Yeah, so he's getting some swing for sure, but just not consistent enough with his lines, I would say. So as a batter also, you will actually observe that first two balls from the non-striker, as you mentioned that he was expecting the ball to come back.
Yeah, so you will anticipate as a bowler, you will anticipate the ball coming back in. You will look at, okay, this is what he's bowling. But if a bowler's got the other one, and he bowls that successfully, it puts a seed of doubt in the batter's head, and that seed of doubt can restrict you from playing freely, especially in the first few overs.
So let me walk you through this. Like imagine you are head right now, and Bhuvi is about to start. Considering you have played him enough all these years, so what will be going through your head exactly? Like Chinna
But
Swami, little.
I'm not head, no. So my approach would be very different. At least the way I play cricket would be very, and in the era in which I played cricket would have been very different, right?
So how would you approach it?
Well, see the first couple of balls off and then kind of play my natural game. Give myself a chance. I think one of the things that a lot of cricketers don't do nowadays, a lot of batters don't do nowadays, is they don't give themselves a chance. You got to give yourself a chance to score runs, right? So you got to be batting there to score runs. You can play aggressively, but you got to pick a time and place to be aggressive, right? You have 20 overs to go. 120 balls seem like less, but there is a lot of time. So I actually would take my time a little bit, just as it's me. Once I give myself at least 4 or 5 balls to see what's happening, assess the wicket, assess the conditions, bowlers, then I would go on and play some shots. But first, I need to give myself a chance. I think any batter should give themselves a chance.
So Varun must be having a take on this.
Go for it. Varun's always very opinionated.
Yes, he's always like.
I don't have an issue with that. The problem is if every batter thinks that way in the team, that's when you get the none for 45 in the power play on an absolute road. So that's what I'm like. And I'm also been a bit traumatized by all the anchors I have to suffer through. So I'm a bit more like I like fast starters. Jarrod, what about your thoughts?
Is this you slagging Robbie? Because I'm all for it. If that's what we're here for, I'm not.
No,
I'm not
slagging
sure.
anchors off as always
Listen,
do.
you can't come on stream and say I want to slag Robbie off. You are freaking 25 minutes late.
Guys, I can just tell you how funny it has been. So the first thing that broke was my headphones and my microphone.
You're
Yeah,
again.
and he's gone off again.
So
Bye
you're
bye.
gone again.
He's gone.
Gone off
We
again.
can't hear you, Jarrod.
Nobody can hear you.
Jarrod, we can't hear
Nobody
you.
can hear you, Jarrod.
So Robbie has put some spell on him for sure.
This is what you get for slagging me off. Life has a way of balancing things out. So we had this thing in the Karnataka team, right? So if someone was making fun of somebody, and then something a similar thing just happened to him, a bunch of players would start doing this. Life's a circle, don't fuck around with karma. It was very funny.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
So
it was good fun.
This is good plans by RCB, actually. They're not given
Yeah,
much
actually.
room.
Not giving it up. But that is Bhuvi, right? Bhuvi is a man of being absolutely precise with plans, right? He will be so precise with plans that he will not deviate from it. That's one of his biggest strengths as a bowler, is that you give him a plan and he'll kind of stick to it to the T.
and Robbie, did you observe one
This
thing?
is what
The
happens for
thing that-
slagging me off as soon as you come on air. It's called karma.
Well, at least you heard me.
Would you have-
I wasn't
Jarrod,
even
would you
sure
have
if
given
anyone
Bhuvi
heard
the
me.
first over?
Hey?
Would you have
Robbie,
given
remember
Bhuvi the
you
first
were-
over and Duffy the second over here? Because it feels odd not giving the Bhuvi the second.
I mean, this is the problem with Duffy, right? He's not like Hazelwood. You kind of have to give him the first over, don't you?
Oh, is
So-
he a swing bowler?
Yeah.
I assumed he was more like wobble bally.
No, I mean he's a combination of both, to be fair. But he's not like Hazelwood doesn't need the brand new ball, right? We've even seen Hazelwood take the third or fourth over before, because as long as the ball's still hard, he can do something with it. I think we saw with Duffy when they gave the new ball to Matt Henry how well Duffy handled that. He really is probably a little bit like Jason Berendorf, someone who needs to get the first and the third over if at all possible. Anyway, I'm
And,
glad to be here with you all.
Hi, Robbie.
I think
Hi,
Abhishek's
Jarrod.
getting
Hi,
restless. He's
Jarrod.
going to do something
You said hi
stupid.
to me earlier.
Deepak's not even
the-
sure if he's here yet.
Yeah. No, remember we were discussing one thing yesterday that in Chinnaswamy, if it starts bouncing a lot, then you can tuck a batter. Like it's a little difficult to
Oh,
basically score the runs off your hips, and this is exactly what Abhishek is facing right now. So
Something
good
happened
job,
now.
Robbie. You were kind of predicted yesterday, and it is coming off.
now Robbie, one thing I will agree with you on the batters taking time is that like a lot of modern batters are not very good at being 7 of 7. They will odds are he will do something very stupid in the next over.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I don't think he should, because I feel like it's Duffy, right? He's going to bowl a bad ball to you. You don't need to
will.
take unnecessary risk with him.
Correct. He's going to be
Boobies, I
reactive,
think you have to
know?
manufacture shots. I think I can get that. I agree with you with them there, but yeah.
Yeah, so Bhuvi, because of how accurate he is, and also experience, right? Doesn't Varun, you can't discount experience. And I think the confidence when you're that experienced, you're not very nervy at the start of a season. You're actually looking forward to it. You actually want it to count for something. You want to have a good start. And he's someone who's always kind of, taken the onus on himself. He comes across timid, but he's not timid. He's very aggressive. Very unlike modern day cricketers. He's more old school by nature, but his aggression is more his skill than his words.
Did he go through MRF?
Ooh. But actually, you got to fix Jarrod's voice.
Yeah, so Jarrod again had an issue. So the plans are consistent. They're just bowling hard lens to him. And I think they must. Oh, okay. So they have got the just reward.
Call that. He's going to do something stupid.
Yes. And
was
Varun
definitely coming.
predicted it. Yeah, seriously. So the
I mean, you could see he was getting very restless, isn't he? Abhishek does not like being 7 of 7. It goes against his nature.
And I think one of the things with him is, like, when you don't give him room in the first 7 or first 6, he wants to go after it a little bit, right? He wants to take the attack to the opposition. And when he doesn't have the opportunity to do that, then he ends up doing stuff like this. He's always trying to
Yes.
impose himself on you.
But I think ball is skidding on the surface because he was hurrying to the shot again. So it happened to him like good 3 to 4 times where he's not found his timing. He's kind of hurried
Was he
into the
hurried into the
shots.
shot? I don't think he was hurried into the shot. I think he was late on
I
the
think he
shot.
just. I don't think he played it well. I think.
He was late.
Yeah, that's why. Like because he was.
Also, like, obviously, I know nothing about batting, but is that a ball he should have uppercut more than pull?
I don't think so. He had the room.
I have no idea. I don't know.
You don't have
if-
to uppercut,
Like-
but ramp it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, yes.
But like,
Ramp it.
how difficult it is with the angle of an right arm over sliding across you as a left-hander. Like, if a left armer would do that to you, how difficult it is to basically pull him from outside off stump with all the momentum going away from you. So
This
is
one's
it like-
not necessarily going away from you, right? This one wasn't. But the one going away from you, yeah, as in you gotta get on top of the ball to be able to get good connection on it. Obviously, he was not trying to hit the ball on the ground. He was not trying to. He was trying to hit the ball in the air. And when you're trying to hit the ball in the air, then if you look at it, see, the intention is hit the ball in the air and didn't bounce that much, to be very honest. It was more chest height than anything else, if you look at the replay.
Yes, it was more skidding on from the
Yeah,
surface.
again,
I
see,
would
the
say.
initial movement is late. Yeah, you look at that initial movement, you can tell that just the initial movement is late. So he got like he's always going to be behind that ball. He's always going to play catch up with that ball. The timing of the initial movement is so critical. It's so important. You don't generally see, or you don't generally. It's a very kind of intangible thing. You have to be really precise with it, and you've got to give it a lot of importance because that is the foundational piece of batting. If you got that piece right, then most of batting will fall into place. If you get that piece wrong, then you're always going to be behind the 8 ball. You'll be playing catch up with the ball. So from that place to play an aggressive shot, always high risk.
Again, this also feels like Head might just cut one straight to the point, the way he's looking restless as well. Like, again, as Jarrod says, this is peak Sickett time. I think something's coming.
Sick it time.
'Cause he-
6 or wicket,
Yes.
one of the two.
Yes. Yep.
Duffy's bowling good areas here. Huh?
And he is bowled badly here. 4. Yeah.
I don't know, Varun, would you call it a bad ball?
I think
don't
he
think so.
slightly missed the length. I think he slightly missed
Yeah,
it.
it's just a
Slightly,
error in
just
length.
yeah.
Just
that
That
too.
little
looked
bit.
more like 5 to 6 to me than like 6 to 8. I
Yes.
want to say.
Yeah.
But I think that was brave batting also from Head. Like not that easy to hit such a ball down the ground.
Oh, wasn't that 6?
I mean,
Was
this
it
is
4 or
one-
6?
I thought it was 6. I think it was a 4 in the end. Must have bounced.
Any early predictions?
Oh, how much do you think in the power play?
Depends on
Deepak.
if Head goes, isn't it?
52
Can you
for
have
2.
people can you have people take a guess how much in the power play?
52 for 2.
52 for 2. Rakshit, can we take requests? Prediction
He's
requests
hit
of
one straight. He's got out as well.
So 2 has already happened. Oh boy.
2 wickets are down.
Like Sunrisers fans are going to roast me now.
why?
So I said 2 and the second wicket is gone.
I think that's a much better length on this pitch.
Yeah, I think back over length now. And again, you can tell there's not enough bounce on this wicket.
Yes.
I was about to
He's
ask
hitting the
that.
deck.
No,
He's a
that
tall,
didn't look
he's
like a
a
lot
tall
of bounce.
bowler.
Yeah.
He's a tall bowler hitting the deck hard, and that's barely come hip height, by the way.
Who's just walked in right now?
So any early predictions, Robbie? Like what is the ideal score for such a surface?
Also, Nitish has walked in.
By the way, Aniket's playing,
He
right?
da-
Yeah,
Yeah,
Aniket is
Aniket and Salil are both playing.
No early predictions?
For what, sorry, I forgot what the predictions were. Power play?
I'd say they all have
56 for
decided to
2
play
for me.
one way anyway, right? 56 for 2 for you, 52 for 2 for you. I will say 45 for 3.
45 for 3. And any predictions for the total inning score?
If it's 45 for 3, it'll be 170, 160, 170.
No, I think the only way if it's 160, 170 is if they lose their wickets. I think this team does not stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
They play in one gear.
Yeah.
So
Also, Nitish in the IPL does not like pace. I can't imagine this is a very good situation
what
for
a
him.
great shot that was.
That was a very good shot.
Effortless.
This is something,
No-
yes, this is something where he has improved a lot.
Just, pure timing. Didn't overhit the
Yes.
ball. Just push the ball, give it direction. Very good.
Smart batting again.
Sunny G will be very happy, boundary and single.
Varun, would you be happy? Boundary and single? No.
In this case, I don't mind. It's booby, isn't it? So I don't like it if it's a favorable matchup. Like you know how we often see if there's a left-hander and a left-arm finger spinner's bowling, and the other guy can't hit left-arm finger spinning, you take a single. That's when it annoys me. In that case, you should
Why?
just keep the strike. No, if it's your favorable matchup, sometimes the best thing you can do is not rotate strike. Because I'd rather I don't know. Let's say if Abhishek and Nitish are playing, right, and there's a slow left-armer bowling, it's much better for Abhishek to hit 6.6.6 than it is to go 6-1 and let Reddy face 4 balls of left-arm finger spin, which might not be in his matchup. So that's why I don't think teams have improved yet. I think that's what teams should. And the opposite is true. If it's not your matchup, get off strike. Let the other guy deal with it.
I think you have to talk to Babar then. Get Smith Babar in.
Oh man.
Oh boy. That was
Guys,
such a favorable
are you seeing the
mapper.
replay? Are you guys watching the replay?
Yes.
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 Look how late Nitish
I
is on
do
the ball.
not like. I don't know if Nitish will get out, but he will not play many attacking shots. That's for sure.
Hey, but how did he survive on that BGT tour? Like, because to be honest, like,
Let's not talk about BGT. Let's talk about
no, but
IPL.
like, considering
No. He's
that,
asking. Deepak,
But
it helps
with
if you're
this-
constantly coming in at number 8 when the ball stops moving.
because the ball would have
Yeah.
flattened by that time. So the
You're
Yeah, it
not
would have
taking
been
into
soft.
you're not taking into consideration the second new ball, Varun.
So even with the second new ball, the issue is odds are as a batter you're set, or the bowlers are tired as well. It's very different if it's the pitch is fresh and the bowlers are fresh and you're going up against a new ball than it is against the second new ball because bowlers are more tired. Odds are you would have faced 15, 20 balls by then as well, isn't it?
And I think most of his knocks in BGT were counter-attacking knocks. So like India were already like in 50 overs, 100 for 6, something of that sort. So that pretty much fits in. So the primary bowlers would have tired and the ball would have become pretty soft by then. Because India was hardly lasting 80 overs in that series.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. Quite a good observation, I would say. And that's the reason why his first class average is also so low, na? Because
Yeah.
It's just
I don't
now-
like it when low first class average plays test cricket. It doesn't fill me with trust. Like I'm very old school. I'm very old school and conservative with test cricket and not with T20 cricket. I'm very odd
Yeah, you're
that way.
quite the opposite.
Yes.
I think this is the same, I think, rationale given for even Sai also. Na? That because, like, even when I met Robbie in December, I asked him the same thing. That he was doing so well in IPL. Why didn't that translate into his test scores? He said in Hindi, like, abhi itna pakka nahi hua. So I clearly remember that discussion because he hasn't gone through the grind in the domestic.
Yeah.
Third over for Duffy. Not bad. Interesting. That means not looking at him as a death bowler. So, the next over is going to be bowled by somebody else. Could be Romario.
What about Abhinandan?
Maybe. Like a lot of these new players, I still have to see them, right? I haven't seen them.
But Mario is a good option, I guess, because he has generally taken 6th or 7th over for RCB last year also. So that's actually a very good option.
Got some more light.
Trouble, guys. So Robbie's predictions coming true here.
Yeah, good job.
So both of you were bang on.
Good
Varun
catch
with
by
his
Abhinandan.
yes. Varun was not that confident with Reddy versus
The
pace,
power
and
play, yeah.
yes, and Robbie was sure that they might lose the third one also. So
So again, this is bounce, right? This is bounce.
yes.
It's interesting, this pitch, Robbie, because there's some balls which there's no bounce and there's some which are bouncing a lot. I can't make sense of it.
If you look at, I want to see the front angle of this. If you can see the front angle of this, we'll be able to see what the height was exactly, and what kind of positions Nitish was in when he played this ball.
Yeah, not a
Some
good
looks
time
at
for
that.
class in this. He's been in terrible form and he doesn't like pace on his good days initially.
I don't think it's a lack of form, Varun, as much as it is him not having rhythm, lack of rhythm, because he's not playing a lot of
that's
cricket
fair.
right now.
Yeah, I cannot.
You know,
I think
he's
that's fair.
barely playing any cricket right now, right? So, like for him, for your rhythm to feel like you've got rhythm, you need to be in the mix of things, or you need to practice a lot. You need to play a lot of math simulation. Wow. Now, Rishi, I think only Deepak will be able to answer this question too, because he's got photographic memory. You
Not
asked
exactly,
me,
I would say.
I have a memory of a goldfish, so I won't remember this one.
So Rishi, good question, but that it rained on that day. So Chinnaswamy is little different. So they have little bit of loom in it. So when it rains, it becomes pretty coarse. The ball starts gripping on the surface. So I
That
don't
too.
think so. It is like that. So it was a rain curtailed match. So pitch changed a lot because of the little bit of rain, moisture it had. So like Chinnaswamy wicket becomes very different, because you saw that against New Zealand also in that test match when India got bundled out for 46. So it was more or less like that kind of a service, not exactly this. Because I don't think so. They had rain in Bengaluru in last 10 days or so.
Short. Oh, short, man. That's 4 in Bengaluru. Unless it's changed. No, it's changed. Sandy ground. Good stop by Romario Shepherd there. Look at that. It's barely a defensive shot. The old Bengaluru we were talking about yesterday, would have been 4.
Yes,
Like,
would have been
no
4.
chance. Nobody would have even had the chance to actually run behind the ball like that. And that's a top effort, dude.
So, probably if like you have to wear your captaincy hat, you have a debutant with you, a youngster who hasn't played much of a cricket at this level, will you give him the 6th over in the power play, or you will bring in Shepherd? Like, what would be your take here?
The first game, I tried to make it as simple as possible for the youngster. Because this is a confidence game, so you want to give him as much of a chance, because the thing is, your newer players, your smaller players, or your younger players, or your smaller pieces, right, of your team have to do really well if you want to win championships, right? Like
Makes sense.
like your Indian players like Suyash Sharma have to do really well. You know, like Suyash had a good season last year and helped, helped in RCB winning the championship because of what he did in the middle overs. See, he hit that ball into the deck and barely went hip height, if that. He even jumped up to anticipate playing that above hip, but then he managed the ball down. Finally, he's here. God
Well, let's-
willing. He's here for a bit.
I've
Before he
been here
fucking
9
disappears on
times.
us again.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, well, there's a start. I mean, let's take that as a win.
Apologize for being late first.
Well, what I was going to say is, isn't it good I organised a watch along and then basically turned up when the game was over? You have no idea how much I have to say about Jacob Duffy too, and he's basically finished. By the time I've come on, he's basically finished. Like what an absolute.
Because you have nothing good to say about him, clearly.
Yeah, sorry
So
guys.
they've gone with Abhinandan. He was almost
That's a good
about
ball.
to- It was a good ball, actually.
I'm looking forward to seeing
That's a
him
good
bowl.
ball. Yeah.
139.
Is it a bit stoppy, Robbie?
Yes.
It looks too paced for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, good
Feels-
bounce. Looking at the data.
It's a little too paced. Again,
that one-
like first ball, right? This is a first ball from a new bowler. Do you want to take a chance against him when you've lost 3 wickets in the power play?
Yeah. It's a good time.
Question.
It's a good time to bring him on, really. Of course, the next one he's bowled down the leg side and been absolutely whacked. But
You guys are clearly getting the feed much sooner than we are, man.
No,
Don't
even
worry.
I also.
Which is
got
very
it. But
rare, actually.
I think, Robbie,
England
your
feeds
feed
are
is a
pretty
little
quick.
slow.
yeah,
My feed is
England
slow.
feeds are pretty quick. I've also got about 4 screens up just because of everything being breaking. I was like, I'm
Jarrod's
gonna have
got
every-
backup streams on top of backup streams on
Yeah.
top of backup streams for these.
I've actually got the game tattooed on my thigh.
He
at this
just does,
stage.
just doesn't have the live watch along feed with him. That's all. He's got
Yeah.
everything else.
I was really enjoying the game without you guys.
Look, Robbie, as I was mentioning, you've knocked off 5 years with this haircut. This is what exactly we're kind of getting from the comments
What did
also.
they say? I missed that.
So Robbie's looking younger.
Thank you. Woo. Thank you.
Younger
I'm
than
working on
see
it.
him
I'm
bl-
working hard.
I could see him blushing. So finally, internet is kind to you.
Remember, Jarrod, if you say anything mean, you will go off air automatically. Just karma for you.
Well, that's
Be
clearly not
nice.
true. Looking at my entire career,
He's got
Robbie.
another 4, not in control though, I think. Not in complete control there.
I said there is
Like-
something about this wicket, and I think they've worked this. Let me just give you all my takes, being that I've had nothing to do with the show so far. I think they've very quickly worked out this wicket, and they're probably lucky to have someone like Jacob Duffy as well, which is that if you knock it in halfway through, there is something happening on the pitch where it's not coming out. So you look at that last pull shot, and again, it's clothed a little bit, right, and sort of spooned up in the air. And there's a cut shot that me and Varun are watching 5 minutes ahead of you guys that is also, again, not in complete control. So they've decided to go back into the wicket and have a go at this. But this particular over hasn't worked as well because he's bowled 1-2 wide down the leg side and 1-2 wide on the offside.
So
But like-
There you go.
shot to
Anyway,
Ishan
guys,
Kishan
I'll
is not
see
the best idea.
you for the next game tomorrow where I'll be back for 2 minutes of analysis.
Like,
you can't
but-
bowl shot to Ishan Kishan, can you?
Well, if you're going to do it, you have to be right at his sort of left nipple, don't you, Robbie? You can't give him any width because of his hands.
But I forget width. I would err on the side of pitching the ball up to him than pitch the ball. Like if you're hitting length, if you're trying to hit length, I'd err on the side of trying to pitch the ball up to him rather than pitching back because he's
Yeah,
also
but
a
that-
short bloke, so he can manipulate the height of the ball, right? He like a short ball is not like a short ball is a bouncer to him. A back of a length ball is a short ball to him. So you got to be slightly fuller. Now overcompensating.
But if you're trying to hit this is where hitting the pitch is hard, right? That's why Neil Wagner was a genius because it's very hard to hit the pitch and change the pace of the ball, on a pitch like this without getting it wrong, especially to someone who's good at playing those shots. That's where the issues come in, right? Because he would have been told by Patadar, and I think Bhuvi might have been talking to him as well beforehand. This is the length we want you to bowl on this pitch, and he's come in and done the job. But as you say to Ishan Kishan, maybe you want to be 40 centimeters fuller, right? It's just it's because you want it to be with him, not quite above that sort of nipple line. Let's call it the nipple Mendoza line.
Mendoza. What did I say the score would be after 6 overs, guys?
45 for
He said
three.
45 for 3.
You were wrong.
Yeah, 49 for
So
3.
apologize to the people.
No, you apologize to people. You came late, fucker.
I came late about 4 times.
Yeah, he came late 4 times.
But Robbie was closer
about right.
because we both were a little off. Like Varun was 56 for
They
2.
said
I was
52
for 2.
for 2 and then 56 for
56
2.
for 2.
Yeah.
Varun,
And I
did
said-
Rob put anything in the group about what the run line was supposed to be?
I think he said 200 at the start of this.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Like one question, Jarrod, like why not Mangesh and why Abhinandan on the surface? Why not a left armer?
It might be that they thought he was better at hitting the pitch, right? Like, I mean, looking at their tactics so far, they might have. To be fair, they're going all in with the Duffy.
Yeah,
Finally, I
four
get
on- four on the
some
trot.
Duffy time. Another mishit
Nice.
short ball as well, out to the sweeper. But yeah, it might just be the pitch, Deepak. They might have just been like, one guy is maybe more skiddy. I'm trying to think with Mangesh. Would you want him bowling back of a length? I don't think you would you, Robbie?
Like he has a mean back of the length ball.
It's not if he has a mean one. It's whether it hits the pitch hard and gets stuck in the pitch, which might be the difference.
Some balls are getting stuck, some balls aren't, right?
Yeah,
So,
which is the perfect situation if you're bowling,
correct. Yeah.
especially for someone like Duffy. So what would Duffy be? Do we know what his release points are, Varun? He'd be what, 225 centimeters, Robbie, just by looking at him?
Is he that tall?
No. I mean his release point. I hope he's
No,
not
no.
225 centimeters. That'd make
No,
him
no, not-
7'7".
But like adding to his bowling arm, like that would be. He's like 6'3", 6'4" or something.
Oh, I think he's bigger than that, mate. I think he's 6'6", isn't he?
It's
I
about
have
2
no idea,
meters,
to be
Jared.
honest.
How much?
It's about 2 meters, I think.
His release point or his height?
Yeah. No, release point.
Well, that's not high at all, Duffy.
Yeah, it's not that tall then. It's the same as
Yeah,
Boovies.
Jacob.
Nah,
Jacob
he's a
Duffy-
foot taller than Boovy. What are you talking about?
Yes.
So Boovies
Jacob
about
is
1.92-ish. Jacob Duffy's 2.
Are you sure?
Is he exactly 2
Yeah,
meters
yeah.
tall?
No, we're not talking
Jacob
about
is-
height. The release height.
Yeah.
Jacob is exact 6 feet. So it's 183 centimeters.
Really? He looks way
Yeah,
taller
yeah.
than that.
Yeah, that's why I was a
Yeah,
little
I-
confused. He
I
didn't look
thought
to
it
me
was
that
taller.
taller, to be
Yeah.
honest, because he looked to me more
Yeah,
like
no,
6'1",
fair enough.
6-ish only, to be
I'll
honest.
take that back, everyone.
Yeah, fair.
Maybe it's because he does look about a foot taller than the umpire at the moment, so that isn't helping the conversation, by the way.
But like,
He might be
typical
like
Indian
Pattinson.
heights.
Robbie, did you ever face James Pattinson?
I did.
Because
did. He looked
I
much
always
taller.
thought James Pattinson was about 6'4", 6'5", and then I stood next to him one day. He
Yeah.
was my height, and I was like, "What? How have I got this wrong?" But he's so big and strong, and
It
again, if he hit
happens.
back at a length, he was really tricky.
remember, like Saurabh shared that picture with Dale Steyn yesterday, and Dale was looking so big. He was
I've met
looking
Saurabh,
like
mate.
that. What?
I've met Saurabh, so I know why Dale Steyn looked big in that picture.
Okay.
Saurabh, I love Saurabh. He's not a big dude.
Okay.
No one yells out, "Hey,
Oh,
big
I
fella," when he's walking down the road.
Ooh. Duffy's bowled very well here.
Yeah, another one stuck on the wicket there too, didn't it? He almost spooned that back off the leading edge there. Has anyone talked about the fact that Varun has stolen LeBron James's beard?
I started off with that.
If we can get a photo up later of Varun in a close-up, this one's almost hit out to the sweeper again. Geez, these balls, Robbie, I think the older it gets, the more it's getting stuck in the surface. We need a photo later on of like LeBron's beard compared to Varun's
Yeah, that
beard.
ball's
Like,
really slowed down, eh?
is he?
Krunal next, right? I assume. Surely you have to bowl Krunal to Klaasen now before he gets set.
I think it's almost like the way it was last year also. Even in most of the matches where RCB had to bat first, they were struggling with the two-paced stuff. So like even spinners were kind of becoming difficult. I remember against Delhi also they kind of struggled. Like where KL played that magical knock, like Dew changed the whole complexion of the match. So even in that match also pitch was sticking a lot. Even against GT also they had the problem. Against Gujarat also I think ball was sticking.
Romario Shepherd. Well, here we go. We've got another guy who's strong, who hits the wicket. I reckon Romario Shepherd is 6 foot 2.5 inches, Deepak. Can you check it for me?
So
please?
Jarrod, all
Yeah.
3 wickets have been around the 9 to 10 meter mark today.
I think this is really good cricket. Obviously, I wasn't on air for this, but I think really early on they worked out exactly the length on this wicket. Duffy does bowl a little bit shorter, I think, than other bowlers naturally, which is probably one of the reasons I thought he was a little bit taller. But I think he does, and that allowed them to all
Yes.
work out what the length was a little bit as well. So Romario Shepherd should just bowl that length here, guys.
He's 6'3", 191 centimeter.
So it's half an inch
6'3".
off. What's half an inch between? When I met him, he was quite young, Deepak. It's possible he's grown half an inch since I met him.
But yeah, you're bang on. Like, I don't think so. I would be able to even judge that much. Like, how is it even possible?
He's seen
I
him
clearly
live,
remember.
Deepak.
No, I've stood next to him. That's how. It's
Yeah.
I'm not as good off the TV. Of course, after saying that he'll have to bowl short, he comes in and bowls the most powder puff length ball first ball, Varun, just to screw with us. Someone get the
internet
data
He's
to him.
slightly ahead of me, by the way.
Abe says, mistake bowling Duffy out this early. Who's going to bowl in the death? So Boovy
No, I
will
don't
bowl in the
mind
death.
him bowling now.
Boovy, two
I don't mind
Boovy
him
and
bowling out.
I think Romario will also bowl.
Romario can go in the death. One thing I would say, though, is that Duffy's not a particularly good death bowler himself. And that's a bit of an issue that they have because Hazelwood can
I think
bowl.
that's been worked out.
Yeah. But Hazelwood can do both, right? That's the one thing Duffy can't really, do with him.
Coming back to heights, Robbie, do you know like what internet says about your height?
No, go for it.
1.7. It's like 5'7".
No, it's not. That's not 5'7". That's about 5'8".
Oh, he's played that
5'9".
well.
I think he was 5'10"ish, if I remember correctly, because he looked a lot taller to me when I met
Robbie?
him. I asked him also, yeah.
No, Robbie's 5'9".
Robbie, what's your height?
It's a solid 5'9".
5'10" and a half. I'm 177 centimeters.
Yeah, it may be in some of your sneakers you're that tall.
Nope.
Maybe with Trini on your shoulders you're that tall.
What's that?
No, I clearly remember. This is the first thing I said to him when I met him for the first time, that you look a lot taller than what I used to think. He looked to me a lot taller.
It's actually funny when you meet most batters, they are so much shorter than you expect them to be.
Okay, you'll go today.
It's something that's really noticeable until you meet Matt Hayden or Corey Anderson, and then you're just like, okay, well maybe these two ate all the other batters.
I'll take time.
Jarrod, would you have gone Romario this over? I think I would have gone Krunal.
I think I would have gone Romario, but I wouldn't have. That's only if he bowled the way I wanted him to bowl, right? And so far,
Why do you think? Okay. Now, why do you
So
think
yeah-
they've gone Romario and not Krunal and Suyash Sharma?
Because I think they thought big strong guy will hit the pitch hard and will continue to get this inconsistent bounce, and instead
That's
he's
right.
just bowled a throwdown ball.
Fucking
there,
hell,
Robbie.
that's a good shot. That is a good
It's
shot,
a
though.
throwdown ball though. Like
Also, I think spinners might not be a good matchup against these two, right?
No,
That
no,
is
no. I
throw
think
down.
Klaasen doesn't like, neither of them like slow left armers that bowl defensively.
Defensive length,
So I
yes,
think
5 to 7 meter they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
like.
oh my
Yeah,
god.
Krunal just
Krunal
lives
is a-
there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a bad.
Suyash, I think, is a horrible idea. Not Suyash now, definitely not now.
Krunal
Oh,
would just
shot.
spam that length, 5 to 7 meter length.
This is
Jesus.
what is he bowling? He's got mid off arm
Horrific
and he's
bowling.
bowled
He
2
hasn't
half
got the
volleys and
memo.
off stump.
The
off
issue
stump.
now, Jarrod, is Klaasen is set, so any spin you bowl can go now.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm with you, but I would, if I was going to bowl him, I wouldn't have got him to bowl with mid off up in the circle, half volleys outside off stump over and over again.
Yeah.
Bang on.
I don't really understand that. And this is the thing with Romario, is I think he's quite a smart person and he thinks about cricket a lot. But this is one of those situations where you don't want him to think, Robbie. You just want to be like, no. You have one delivery here. Cross seam, back of a length for 6 balls. If it doesn't work, we'll bring the spinners on. Don't think. Don't worry about your Yorker. Don't try and swing
This is
the
going to
ball.
sound very strange, Jarrod. I think he's done well to only concede 16 in that over. I think he's bowled a lot worse than that. It feels
seems
like
like
Klaasen was very kind on him.
Like, I think when he was fielding at the boundary, some of the RCB fans would have said that we've come all the way to see Virat play. So you have to give them some total. So that's the only reason he was spamming with that length and all. I was see, like, doesn't make any sense, to be honest. And I remember Himanish had said once but like Varun can validate that from 5 to 7 meter length, Krunal is best in that particular region when it comes to economies as a spinner. So he
Yeah,
is
he's
one of the
definitely
best.
good. The other thing Krunal is very good at, he's very good at bowling when the ball is not spinning. I think he's the best. He's definitely the best at that. I know that for sure. I know he's also very good in that 5 to 7 defense. So, to be fair, Deepak, I think most spinners usually are. It's just that most spinners can't always land it there. That's the other thing, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
clearly,
when they
RCB
had
is actually going with this strategy of trying
they're
to
going pace
you
again.
know, get
Okay.
the
I just saw.
get the fast bowlers to exploit the two paceness that's on this wicket, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I think they're delaying the spinners. They feel like they can get one more wicket here. They probably are into the lesser experienced players of SRH.
They're certainly
It's
going to try and pay
surprising.
for
They've
it.
actually they're not playing Smaran. Smaran someone's been in some really
No,
good form
Smaran
this
is
entire
not
season.
playing.
I
I
think
just
they've
think if
gone
you're
with
going to
Aniket
exploit
and
the pitch and the guy you bring on bowls a knee-high full toss. I just
Robbie,
feel
any
there's something
insights?
there, Robbie. There's a message that hasn't been passed on. Is all I'm saying. There we go. He's back. He's back.
You get my
back in the
point. You
league.
get what I mean, right, Jared? Clarkson's been very forgiving with them. I think if you look at it, he's just
Exactly.
like a foot, like a
Not
informed Clarkson is
necessarily,
hitting
guys.
that-
Like, come on,
hitting that.
like, basically that ball that full toss as well, right? It's a hard shot to play because it's a full toss.
Not even,
that's coming
not
at
even that,
140
Robbie.
kicks
Like
an hour.
the last over that Romario bowled. If Clarkson was in complete rhythm, he's probably on 30 of 10 by
It's
now.
not about rhythm there.
Right.
It's rhythm's one thing. I agree. It's also
Yeah.
the situation of the game, right? It's the first game of the season. You wanna make sure you get a good total because you know how difficult it is to defend over here.
I think that's fair.
So he's gone with another short one, and again, it's just the wrong line here. This is just inexperience. It's too wide. It just allows him to hit it anywhere. At least if you're at the body,
I think
you
they're
can.
delaying the spinners way too much, to be honest.
Well, I
Ashish
can understand
Sandel,
why
yeah.
they did it. I just think these guys haven't bowled particularly well.
So we have a question here, guys.
We'll read it,
Jharkhand
Deepak.
player has taught Ishan to play a new shot when third man and point are inside the circle instead of cut open the face bat at the last moment.
New show.
That's probably to do with that chop out man, isn't it, Robbie? Because when he would have
Yeah.
started his career, he would have had a deep point or a third, and then what happened is they started putting that fielder in between, and so now you need a shot that sort of goes against that, right? You need one that either goes through cover point, or you need it to go back to third. So it makes sense that players are kind of adapting to that shot, or that fielder, I should say.
Yeah. He's batted well,
So
Ishan
that-
here. 37 of 18 so far. He's got 4 fours, 2 sixes. And it's just played good cricketing shots. You know, if the ball's been in his area, he's actually gone after it, which is pretty cool.
But 25 runs off the last 2 overs. and
Yeah,
they've
this is
probably-
remarkably intelligent from SRH, which
Well,
I don't
they've
expect.
gotten
from
away
them.
with it though a little bit as well, right? Because now they can bring
Yeah.
the spinners on and the game changes again.
Now, it depends on how well they play the spinner. If the wicket's going to stop a little bit as well.
72969, probably not his real name, everyone. Ishan singles this innings have been miss attempt at boundary. Yeah, he's not. But when we looked at Ishan, did we look at singles and how often he goes for them? I can't remember, Varun, where he came up on our metrics, on our matrix.
The fact that we
the
don't
metrics
remember
is-
means it must be pretty normal.
Yeah. I don't remember him being an outlier.
Rakshit, can you do me a favor? Can you just keep a track of the number of dot balls that the SRH have played, the Sunrisers have played this innings, please?
I think I can
That might be
find
more a
that.
Varun
Hold
or
a
me
second.
thing than Rakshit.
Like
Because
one input here, guys. Like considering that it has been a little too paced, so
Your mum's been
will
too
it
patient.
change
Sorry.
much in the second innings, or it because like once the moisture and everything kind of dries off, so should it become a better batting wicket in the second innings, or it should be like that?
So if there is dew in Bangalore, and we can ask one of our friends who's there if there's dew, And if he
It's
can find out
juju.
if there's dew there,
Robbie,
then
it's
it
been
will get
21
better to
dot
bat on.
balls so far.
22, yeah. 22 dots
21,
so far.
yes, sir. Is it 21?
Robbie,
21,
please,
sorry, yes.
could you elaborate more on that? Like, if due, then
If there's
definitely
dew,
it's a
then the
better.
two paceness, yeah, then it'll get better. Then you roll it up as well, right? So they'll use the roller. If there's a little bit of dew in it, the dew gets rolled onto the wicket, so then it comes on better. That's why it's always easier to chase in these smaller grounds like Mumbai, Kolkata, Bangalore.
Also, you don't even need
Also-
that. You don't even need dew, do you? It's essentially, the dew is what eventually changes the pitch completely, but a little bit of moisture will change the surface, right? So even if the ball is not getting wet or slippery, it can change. And you might also get that it's two-paced all the way through, but it just skids through, so you don't notice the two-paced nature of it, right? So you can have those micro changes of it.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating that a minute ago it looked like absolutely impossible to hit the ball back of a leg.
And
And
look at the
last two
scorecard, you know,
overs-
it's chalk
yeah.
and cheese there. First two bowlers, 5.5 economy, 7.5 economy. The second two bowlers, 12.5 and then 16 economy. It tells you a story. The two halves of the first 10 overs, that is.
Quality
think-
of the bowling.
Yeah, I think we're going to see that a lot in this tournament. Me and Varun went through quite clearly, and we were like, the second and third one, not second and third, the third, fourth, and fifth bowling options for a lot of teams this tournament have taken a huge hit with the injuries, right? So,
Yes.
you know, we're going to see some teams who, for no fault of their own, are just going to get hammered just because the guy who's playing should probably be their backup, who should only come in for a couple of games, and he might have to be might be the third choice bowler in some cases.
And this is
I
the
think
same.
every team looks a bit shit.
Yeah, to be honest, like.
Varun thinks that about everyone, though.
So we were discussing the case
Varun,
of Sky
that's how
also.
you feel about anybody. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's true. You're not
Except for
wrong
that
there.
man.
You're not wrong.
So we're actually discussing the case of Sky also, like why people were saying that he does well against associates and does well in IPL. I think with IPL also you get that luxury that you can actually pinpoint couple of bowlers and can take them down because it's impossible to have a well all-round attack for an IPL team, right? For that to have happen, like they need to have at least good 2 to 3 Indian bowlers.
Yeah.
It's just generally not the case. It's just impossible to have that kind of a luxury.
Who was it? Remember when Rajasthan had a really good 5-guy attack, right? And even then, if one of those bowlers stuffed up, you kind of had nothing left. They didn't. I think Rian Parag might have been like their 6th bowler at times.
24.
Suryansh has come on, and I tell you what, his first ball was so incredibly slow off the surface. The second one's been whacked before, but the first one, like it was a wrong one, so it's supposed to be a little bit slower, but it just stopped.
It is slightly two-paced, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I think we will see that a bit.
Yes.
Simple
good
Guy
shot
has
again.
said, is Ishan technically better than Abhishek or just in better form?
I think
Oh, I like
both,
that
isn't
question.
it?
That's a beautiful question, to be honest.
That's a beautiful shot, to be honest.
I mean, he's a more traditional batter, so he's going to look more technically correct anyway, right? You know, Abhishek is not, you know, an old school type of player in any way. So Suryansh has just bowled a wrong in at 90 kilometers that I felt like I could have walked past it after it bounced.
Yeah, I was about to ask it. I felt much slower than 90.
It's off the pitch. Have a look once they bounce. Because he's got this weird action too, doesn't he? He's got this really like slingy leg spin action, which isn't that common. And then the ball hits
no-look
the
bowler.
pitch. Yeah. And then the ball hits the pitch and it just sort of yawns on this surface. Whereas if you got him on one of those sort of quicker surfaces, he'd be skidding through you all the time.
And one question, because remember, Jarrod, we did one pod on bowling. So I wanted to ask Robbie. Robbie, like, Jarrod was of this theory that Rongan gets picked because it's relatively slow. But generally, batters don't pick it from the hand. So, like, how it used to be in your case?
It
So you used to
depends
pick
on
it from the-
which batter you're talking about. Indians generally pick
About
it.
you, about you, about you.
You generally pick it. And you know, like if you watch the wrist, then you know if a bowler is bowling a googly or if he's bowling a top spinner. The scramble seam obviously initially caused a little bit of concern to pick which way it was going. Then the focus quickly went from looking at the ball to watching the wrist and how a leg spinner was bowling. And then the minute you saw that, you kind of figured out, okay, that's why a lot of bowlers they're not traditional spinners where they bowl orthodox spin. They bowl a lot more of top spinners with a little bit of variation of leg spin or wrist spin, right? So, which is how they keep the mystery alive or they keep the batter guessing, because the variations of the topspin, a topspin that spins a little bit, a topspin that doesn't spin, which actually has a little bit more bounce. So it's the variations that they use are different right now. Kuldeep's very good at that. When he initially came into the scene, he bowled traditional left arm leg spin, and then he bowled the googly and he bowled the top spinner. Then his percentage of top spinners went up, and then his normal leg spinners came down. And then the googlies came out as wicket-taking deliveries, like his aggressive deliveries, right? Whether it was a left-hander, right-hander, that's how he operated. So towards, I think most of the bowlers right now look to bowl wrist spinners, look to bowl more top spinners with a little less variation of the googlies and the leggies.
I think one of the reasons they bowl less googlies is because they are slower. Right, it doesn't come off at the same. It doesn't come off at the same pace, and also traditionally googlies go higher, right? So if that goes up,
higher, right?
Yeah. So what Robbie's talking about, he's talking about his conscious brain. He's looking for the fingers, the seam position, the wrist position, right? But there's all the unconscious things that he's also picking up, right, at the same time. And so it's probably the same for the other batters who are trying to pick it up off pace. They're probably also sometimes seeing the wrist position, but the thing that they're really noticing is, oh, wait a minute, that's come out noticeably slower. That's going to come back into me rather than go away from me.
Makes sense.
It's
Robbie,
much better if you can pick it out of the hand. But
Fucking
heaps of players, traditionally, a lot of players would try and pick it off the pitch in old cricket.
You can't do that anymore. A lot of the foreigners try and pick it up off the pitch because, it's one is too quick, because cricket's not that slow anymore with spinners bowling. They bowl, their average speed has gone up tremendously from, say, 75 to 80, 84 kilometers an hour to now 90 to about 100 kilometers an hour. So that's much faster. And that's why you don't see a lot of batters stepping out and hitting anymore. Because it's not slow enough to step out anymore,
Well,
right?
both the spinners here, they've both bowled over 90 kilometers an hour already. And we wouldn't even consider them particularly fast spinners, these guys.
Exactly.
They're not.
Robbie, like you versus spin might be the most fascinating batter I think I've ever seen.
Why?
Yes.
Because like, I actually can't figure out you versus spin. There's seasons where you're smoking it, and the seasons where you're averaging 10. So I don't know where you lie on the spectrum, because so even right now, just looking at your numbers since 2015 versus the balls that are spinning away, you're averaging 12. And the ones that are spinning in, you're averaging 32 at a strike rate of 200. So I can't make any sense of you. I'll be honest.
You know what this tells me, though, Varun? If I could get my shoulder back, I reckon I might be a chance of a cheeky wicket in the nets.
Cheeky wicket, you wish, buddy.
Yeah, also, like,
cover.
Yeah, like I don't
So-
like now
so
that I
one of
have
the
you
issues
and you
I'll-
can't run away.
Varun, I'll tell you what I struggled with, right?
Did you see that? What he tried to do?
The low ball.
Low ball.
Oh.
Yeah.
Krunal also. Yeah. So Robbie, back to you, bro.
Yeah, so what I struggled with was when and you have to understand that the game evolved as we played, right? And then in that period, I grew up playing traditional left arm spin and slowish kind of left arm spin and spin that was going away, right? Wasn't really used to fastish spin, right? And so a lot of times I'd find it very hard to understand if I have to hold my bat up or keep my bat down, because when the ball's slower, when the bowler's bowling slower, you have the time to keep the bat down and then have an initial movement and then play the ball, right? But now you see most batters, they hold their bat up, they don't put their bat down. Very few people put their bat down. Very few. The spinners, most of them hold the bat up because of how quick the bowlers are bowling. So for me, I always found myself confused if I should keep the bat down or hold it up, and holding it up was not natural to me at all, you know. So and I think searching and seeking an answer for that. There were some times where I got a lot of rhythm, and there was rhythm, and I worked and then found that. And there was some season that I tried for weeks and weeks before the tournament, and there just wasn't that rhythm.
Yeah, also, the other thing I wanted to ask you is there's some seasons where you're incredible versus pace, but your spin suffered, and you're incredible versus spin, but your pace suffered. Is that
but
is that because you shifted priority, right?
No, it's because of where I batted, right? I batted up and down the batting order. So the thing is, you'll never really get a grip of, you'll never really figure out where I, about my performances or rate them in a sense simply because I batted in so many different positions and for different teams through my career. So I think it'll be hard to find consistency with positions for me there. I
Makes
think the only
sense.
period.
No. I love your. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of your spin bashing for KKR. I mean
Yeah.
that. Like I love it. I love how much of an intent merchant you were for them.
Yeah. So for me, with KKR, I had the most consistency with my batting position, right? With KKR and with Pune Warriors is when I had the most consistency with my batting position. That's why the performances at that point were really good. So if you look at 2011, 2012 to 2017, 18, 17, I was consistently opening the batting. So I was in the top 5 run getters of the IPL at that point. And then I was pushed up and down, no consistency, no clarity about what position I was going to be batting, had to be super flexible. And with that, it actually had an impact because you don't know how to prepare. Because you want to prepare as well as you can, but you don't know. And then suddenly they throw you in the deep end and say, okay, this match you're going to bat at number 5, or this match you're going to open the batting. And then your whole preparation changes. How you prepare for batting in each position changes. So that has an impact. 50
That was
for
Ishan's
Ishan.
50 there as well.
Yeah, he's in really good
27
form.
balls. Well, he got the wrong and outside off stump. In fact, he's just hit another boundary for another wrong and outside off stump. But the one beforehand, it's incredible because it spins into the middle of his bat. So he's picked it perfectly and just hammered it back down the ground. This one was a bit more streaky, but easily over the top.
I think he's bowling too full here, Jarrod.
Well, it's a little full. I mean, if the wicket's playing up, but when the pitch is
Unpredictable.
slow and you're a wrist spinner, sometimes you do bowl a little bit fuller because otherwise it just sits in the wicket and you're waiting to be hit. But to be honest,
That's
he's getting
fair.
hit anyway, so he might as well go back to that length he was bowling a minute ago. I think with his action, he's always going to struggle to control his length because of the sort of the way he yanks the ball down. Oh,
See,
almost
he's
got
one of
run
these
out
guys
there.
who actually holds the bat down, but he's figured out his initial movement very well for the spinners. So you can see his bat's kind of always on the move
Oh
to
my
unleash
God.
onto the ball.
Is this the sort of stuff that you talk to Greg Chappell about? Because he's obsessed with bat down, bat up, isn't he?
No.
But you know about the story about him telling Sachin that Sachin would have made a better bat if he'd left the bat down.
Ooh. If he kept his bat, what? Down.
Yeah, if he kept his bat down, Sachin would have been better.
A lot of coaches had their theories, right? Duncan
Yeah.
Fletcher had this thing where you had to have a super wide stance. And for the love of me, I never understood it.
But Duncan
It
Fletcher's
just-
a big guy. You're not a big guy. Why would you need a big stance?
No, but he wanted everyone in the Indian team to have like the widest stance. It was very
who
weird.
would it be? KP, Smith, Dean Jones all had really wide stances. I can't think of too many other players.
KP did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Smith
about
did,
Dean
didn't he?
Jones.
Was Smith another wide stance guy, I think?
Yeah.
Dean Jones's was massive because I remember when I was a kid, I tried to copy it and I fell over the first time. I had no idea what I was doing. Suyanch, unfortunately, has gone for some runs in this over. He's overpitched a couple of times and got smashed away, and then he's just bowled a bit of a rank one to finish
That's
off.
a bad ball, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he overcorrected there.
That
Didn't
was
he?
yes, that's what it looked like. He overcorrected it.
Good to him, though. He got a lot of bounce on that ball. If he'd actually bowled it on a good length down off stump, it would have been lovely.
Yeesh. That's.
Yeah, but one thing I really want to understand, Robbie, like somebody who could walk into the shot at like bowlers bowling at 150 and then 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers of extra pace from a spinner changes your entire game. Like how? Why?
Rhythm's
Like,
different, right? The rhythm of batting to a spinner and fast bowler are very different. They're not the same. And
But like
you
mindset
kinda-
switch, why is it that difficult?
It's not mindset.
Oh,
It's
God.
physiology, right?
Krunel's just bowled a baseball delivery to Carson. I'll tell you guys when it lands. Well, Deepak, you must know this. I always struggle with this a
Fucking
lot.
hell.
Because I was an opening batter in Australia, right, when I was younger, or first drop. And so I would only really face spinners when I was set. And by that stage, I was just trying to pump everyone for 4 or 6, right? So I wasn't thinking too much about how I face spin until I got older. But when I got older, I would actually get in my head a little bit because I'd be like, I would change completely the way I was thinking about batting. When I was I would even change my grip. I opened my face. I don't know if I should, Robbie, or not, but I opened my face when I face spin compared to normally having a straight thing. Only because it feels more comfortable when I'm playing spin. I have no idea why I do it, but if I don't
that's
do
fair.
it, it freaks me out. And yet, so I'm literally changing the way I bat And yet, if I had a medium pacer bowling at the same pace as a spinner, I would never change the way I bat.
But at that point, when we were playing, right, the spinners bowled proper slow, right? The rhythm itself is different. There's a huge difference between bowling an average pace of 75 to 80, 82 kilometers an hour versus bowling 90 to 100 kilometers an hour.
Agreed.
There's a huge difference. So if you've grown up and the muscle memory is set to more 75 to 80, 82 kilometers an hour or 84 kilometers an hour, it's very different rhythms. Right?
No, I'm asking because I have zero
And
experience.
I
of
was
that.
someone who always enjoyed kind of pace. So the quicker you were to me, the more I enjoyed it.
That's what I'm asking. Like, why? Then you said that it took you some time to adjust to that extra pace from spinners because you have always liked pace.
Because the rhythm of batting to spinners, the technique is different, no, Deepak? It's not the same thing. The
I
technique
think
is
just
quite
it's
different.
as simple as, I think in some cases, Deepak, that when you're hitting a spinner, you have to think about hitting them. Whereas when you're playing a pace bowler, you can literally...
You have to
God,
basically, yeah, exactly.
Brunel's gone for another big 6 here. So I think that the whole psychology switches in the way that you bat between those two different modes, right? Have you ever seen the cycling? I forget the name of it. Someone might know it in the comments. But he tried to bowl the underarm ball there, and I think he bowled it outside leg stump and got launched. There's that cycling event, Deepak, where they travel really, really slowly in the sprint, and then they sprint at the end. But then there are the other cycling events where they're sprinting hard the whole time. Like, playing against spin is much more like the cat and mouse cycling sprinting, right? Where, you're waiting for the moment to come, and so it's psychological. Whereas against pace, half the time you're reacting to it, right? Like, it's just coming down to you.
Because for me, like, why Robbie comes as a very curious case is because he played a lot of Anil Kumble also, right? Remember, he was sharing that story.
No, I
where he
didn't play a
played
lot of
that
Anil
switch
Kumble.
it? Never.
I didn't play a lot of Anil Kumble.
Just to update, this over went for 19. Big over against Krunal Pandey's first over went for 5, if I'm not mistaken, Varun. And 19 is more than
First
5.
over went for 5.
Yeah.
Like, having the audacity to play that.
It's gone for
switch straight
21,
after-
Jared, not 5. Sorry, it's
21,
gone for 21,
yes.
sorry, not 19.
Yes, 3 singles and 3 sixes.
Oh, yeah, sorry, it was 6s, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know what I was counting. I could see the balls into the future, but I can't count as it comes to
You can't bowl Suyash now, can you? Not to a set Klassen.
So who's the next bowler then?
Do they have a choice? They
I
have to
mean,
bowl
if
Abhinandan
they-
or Suyash.
Yeah, but like, could you argue Bhuvi now, but then you have no death bowling anyways.
Yes.
Not Bhuvi now. That's a grave mistake.
You have to
bowl
because
Bhuvi now.
Okay, I'm just putting it out there. What about an
anything
over
is
from Virat?
6. And it's Romario. Okay, this is gonna
Why
be fun.
not, like, maybe sub in Venkatesh Iyer and give him a couple of overs?
I think the run line on this
Sub
over
is already
from
over.
Romario is
Deepak's already
12.5. I think
Ah, Deepak's already
12.5
fielding.
is.
Oh, nice.
If they get 12 runs off this over, I'd be like, that's par.
I think he's done well if it's only 12.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'd be happy with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, I would take a 12
Same,
at
man.
this
So you
point.
take it if you're RCB.
Yeah, especially over the last couple of overs. And it's not going to be a 12, guys. I can tell you that. As he has caught this on the rope. Oh, did he drop it?
Oh,
Oh, I don't know what's happened. Phil Salt, I think, has caught this, but I think his hat has come off and hit the rope. I don't know if his body has hit the rope. And then he ran back to pick up his hat. Don't run back to the boundary, Phil. That's... I think he might have... Oh, he didn't go back to get his
He's
hat. He
claiming
actually
the
almost
catch.
fell over.
So he's
He
claiming
lost
the
his
catch.
balance, didn't he? But I think he's fine. I think that's out.
Yeah, he's claiming the catch.
Yeah, it's a good catch. Looks out. They'll check if his body touched the rope.
I don't know if I'd call it a good catch. I think it's a legal catch. I think he got himself into all sorts of bad positions that he didn't need to get into there. Like, I ask you, Robbie, why did he end up on the ground? He caught that
Because he
near his
lost
chest.
balance, maybe.
Yeah, I think he fell. Anyway, they're going to have a look at it. We've got an interesting question here while we have a look. So the score's 126 for 3, and that will obviously take it to 4. And that ball looked like it was launched. So they've done well to get... Oh, did you guys just see? There might have been the slightest move on the
The Toblerone, yeah.
Toblerone. I think that might be 6, guys. Anyway, we'll come back to it when we see more. Ribu says, is it possible an analyst would create a statistical analysis metric method that would fundamentally change how we see keepers and how we would start to look at specialist keepers again? We can do it now. It's basically, there's a stat that we can, there's a spatial tracking software that we can use, and we can have a look at that. But the problem is you would need to have it at every ground in the world. So there is actually a way to do it, but we're a long way away from doing it at the moment. And so it's not going to happen in the next 5 or 10 years would be my guess, just because it costs too much money and you'd have to put it up in too many different grounds. But yeah, there is a possibility we can do that. If you want to have a look, I did a video and an article called Point Fielders with Gloves On, which is about people like Robbie who shouldn't have been wicket keeping.
No, the analysis would be very easy if the data existed.
Yeah. Oh, the analysis is easy. It's the data that's the tricky bit, right? All right. So Kingfisher logo, is this shadow moving or does he just touch it a little bit, guys?
Tough to predict, to be honest.
Come on.
because
No, not predict,
It
Deepak.
looks
What's
like
your
his
opinion?
shadow. It looks like shadow, to be honest. I think it's out. For me, it's out.
No,
Yeah,
I
it
think
looks
it
like the
moves.
shadow.
I think it moves. What? Varun?
Does his jersey touch the Toblerone?
It just feels like the N and the G in Kingfisher moves at one stage.
Oh, it's good. They've given it. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair
no
enough.
doubt.
I think that's 50-50. I've got no problem with that being given out
Yeah,
or not out.
fair.
Because even if it moved, it's so marginal. Or is that what Claessen's arguing at the moment, that there is a bit of movement there?
Yeah.
I think I'm okay with that. Would you have given it out, Varun?
Yeah, I think I was stuck with the original.
Yeah, I would have given it not out. Robbie?
I'm glad I'm not an umpire.
That's not what we were asking for. Would you? No. The reason I'm asking for your opinion is because I think
I'd have given it
even
out.
within. Okay, so I'm not out. Deepak, out or not out?
Out.
Okay,
I
so
said
there
out.
you go. So even within us, there's one dissenting view, which I think is pretty fair. We've got some other super chats here as well. Oh, and we've got someone who said, most insightful watch along out there. Thank you very
thank you.
much. Karthik says, Robbie, just like you helped Samson before the World Cup, can you maybe give some tips to Abhishek? Your advice to Samson means this World Cup should go in your kitty. Can you claim a World Cup?
No.
Can you just start telling people that you've now won 2 World Cups and just see if they'll pick you up on it?
Yes.
No. You never do that.
I think you should be more vocal about it, bro.
No, why? It's good, isn't you don't do it with the intention to get credit. Like Jarrod says, he does everything for credit. I love that about Jarrod. I love it.
This is something which I really find very difficult to understand about Robbie. Very difficult. He's a very differently wired person, I must say.
It's also, you got to remember that it's like, I found this as an analyst early on. There was a guy who worked for Cricket Australia and they won the Ashes one time. And he came back into the Cricket Australia rooms going, we won the Ashes. And all the players heard about that. And he basically ended up losing his job because no one ever respected him again. Right? and it wasn't that the players didn't think this guy played a role or anything, but they were like, I'm not sure you can sit there screaming, we won the Ashes.
Out.
In that kind of way.
No.
And so, like, you guys know that there's a story with me with one team getting very upset because they think I claimed their victory, even though I had where I didn't, but they just misunderstood what I was saying.
Yeah,
but
I know.
The point being
You got an
is-
email also.
Yeah. But the point being is that, like, I think that's fair. And that's one of the first things I tell analysts, right? Like, you should be really happy with your work, but the other people have to go out and do the job. And it's the same with Robbie. If he's coaching Sanju Samson, he's happy with his work because Samju's done well. Whether they won the World Cup or not doesn't really change. Like, he's just happy to be part of the process, right?
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Brilliant.
like, when Shadab Khan bowled that one good spell after I helped him and then didn't bowl as well afterwards, I was like, yeah, great, right? And we all
is the
know that there's a
exception.
player. We all know there is a player in this IPL that if he does well, I'm claiming 100%. He might even be bowling later on today. I'm claiming 100% of the credit if he bowls well. But like when it comes down to it, you have to go through it and do everything. So it's I always think it's a bit weird, Deepak, to claim it too much. Is it possible this over could still go for more than 12 with a wicket in it, Varun?
No.
Would be impressive if it
No.
does.
Tough.
Keep watching, Robbie.
That's a 6. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. That explains it.
So-
I had a feeling it went for 6 the moment Jarrod said it.
This was a bit lucky, Eric, in this one. I think it's a bit top edgy.
Yeah.
But
What
although
feed are
it's
you
only
on, Jarrod? Can you please
Hey?
share that feed?
In UK's feeds are pretty quick. It's a betting country.
That's
This
right.
guy is
Fair
rated
enough.
pretty highly in the Punjab circles. Salil.
Yeah, he's a pace basher from what I've heard.
Can we get his numbers up and have a look? Anyway, so that over's gone for 9. 1 for 9 is an absolute steal if I am RCB at the moment to get rid of Klaassen as well.
Agreed.
And Kishan is still, the other issue. This is one of the big things about the Sunrisers, though, isn't it? It's the fact they've got 4, maybe 5 batters sometimes who can literally win a game on their own. And you have to just keep taking wickets, don't you? Which is probably why they took that risk with the extra seamers early on.
Makes sense. And I think
So
remember the last.
to answer,
remarkably
by the way, to answer that lad's question, who actually asked me something before we digressed into credit and no credit, but I think giving advice to somebody is, you want to do it at a point where one is they'll be able to receive it and they feel like they need it. Two is you don't want too many cooks to be making the broth, right? You want, like, with coaching sometimes less is more. I honestly don't see anything to be changed with Abhishek. I think it's his mindset. I think his game plan, his batsmanship, and how he approaches an innings needs to shift around a little bit. I think he's kind of created this whole persona about him, and right now it feels like he's trying to live up to the persona versus just playing each ball to the best of his ability. It sort of feels
Also,
like.
if he is such an eye player, right, and is so instinctive. If his body isn't exactly as it was before, Robbie, he only needs a slight difference in the way that he's swinging his bat to actually have quite a big impact on him.
But
Compared
Jarry's
to
late on the ball. Like if you
yeah, but
with his
that's what I'm
body-
saying. It could be that the system is not working at the same speed that it was beforehand, right? You only need a micro change in one part of your body to cause a big follow-on effect in the rest of it.
Yeah, but your body's never as an athlete's body's never 100%. You know that.
No, I get that. I get that. But that's what I'm saying. So I watch a lot of the NBA, and you see these peaks and troughs through through a season,
Sure.
and you'll suddenly have this thing where everyone's like, this guy, he can't beat anyone off the dribble anymore, like he's lost his handles or whatever. And then a month later, no one can stay in front of him. And you're like, is it just possible that the ball didn't feel as good in his hands, or he wasn't as quick, or, there was something micro that even he couldn't have told you about, right? No, we're going to have another wicket here from a half tracker that was slow. It's a wrong un, and Salil has tried to kind of slap this pull shot a little bit, and he's ended up finding deep mid wicket. And that Romario over now looks like a genius moment as they fall to 137 for 5.
But like, what was that shot? Like, he was not even
A flap, pull flap.
full flap, exactly. He was not even kind of committing to it 100%.
We should get T-shirts
Yeah,
that
he
just
has
say
to send
Commbox,
it.
home of the pull
No,
flap.
I kind of now resonate with like what Varun said. He's more of a pace basher because it felt like he's just not getting his complete swing of the bat.
Varun, did you get
Although
did you
Aniket's
get any
coming
stats on him?
The issue, Jarrod, is I think Smat's ball by ball data is non-existent, so I don't know how much we can.
Oh, we don't even.
that-
I didn't know we didn't have Smat ball by ball.
No, they don't cover all the games, unfortunately.
Not even Crick Info.
Nah, even theirs is incomplete for Smat.
No. Cricket. In fact,
I don't know
Crick
why.
Bus might be having more data than that because what I've seen, like
Probably.
with Crick Info, they just update it session by session, like innings by innings, most of the time. With
Even
Smart.
for Smat.
Although not
That's
a bad
crazy.
sign.
Yes.
Although not a bad sign for Aniket to come in now.
Why is it so difficult for them to capture that data?
It's not.
Ball power.
So
As long
this
as
is
the
not
game.
investing
What do
in
you
it.
need?
Priorities, isn't it?
So in
What
the
do
old
you
days,
need to capture that data?
a
You
person
have to be
is
at the
watching
ground.
game.
Somebody has
Just
to
at
watch
the
the
ground?
game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have to be at the ground. A lot of Crick Info is done off the TV, right? Crick Buzzers, most of it's done off the TV too. Some of the smaller games, obviously associate games and stuff, you need someone there. Do you know when Crick Info did? I can't remember what it was, but it was a tournament in Singapore or Malaysia, and they sent everyone out because they wasn't going to be TV for the games. And then rats chewed through all their cables right before the games. A little bit like
Wow.
the fox at my place.
Your
Robbie.
fox.
Yeah. But yeah, you don't need much. That's why I'm a bit
But, like-
surprised it hasn't been done.
No,
God,
no,
that
but
was
Smart
fun.
is not covered now on TV. Like they don't cover all the matches in Smart.
Really? But there must be a
Yeah.
live stream of them, no?
No, not at all. Like even during Vijay Hazare, there was so much of hue and cry. Like Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma matches were not covered.
What's crazy about that is, as an Australian fan who lives in England, I can watch my friends' club games.
Yeah.
In fact,
like,
we
what
played
kind
in a
of-
game this year where last year, where I made runs and I went off the field. The first thing I said to them was, "Is your camera working?" And they said no. And it's still the worst thing that's ever happened to me
And
because
you
I
will
don't
be
have
shocked
footage
to
of it.
know the matches which were so hyped, like the match where Virat and Rohit played in Vijay Hazare. The best footage that they had were like some, I think, Empire camera or something of that sort. Maybe like it was as bad as somebody using a way I would say an outdated mobile phone to capture that, and that was also released later on by BCCI because they were kind of smashed for that. Like they didn't have the live stream for that particular matches. So like Vijay Hazare, they were not covering all the matches. For Smart also, the highlights come, but they come a lot later. That too on YouTube, but I don't think so. They cover all the matches in Smart also.
I love Suyach for many different reasons, but one of my favorite reasons is like he does bowl like a club leg spinner, as in one ball's over pitched, one ball's under pitched. It's like that last ball was basically a bouncer. I mean, that is a wild delivery to bowl in an IPL game for a leg spinner. Varun, how often to right-handers does he bowl the wrong end? Do you have availability of that?
Check it.
Almost every other ball.
Yeah, I would have thought it's quite high. So left-handers, it seems every ball, right, Robbie? I
Yeah.
can't think of a leg spinner he's bowled to a lefty today. I could be wrong, but Robbie, we've got a question here too about CSK. Why did they fall off in 2022? What were the differences from 2021?
Wow. I think what the difference was,
I mean, letting go of Hazelwood certainly didn't help them.
yeah.
But
that
Hazelwood
definitely
wasn't
did not
Hazelwood
help.
then.
He
Now
was.
he's starting to become Hazelwood. He was.
Yeah,
he
actually, you
was.
might be
He
right.
was.
Yeah.
21
was-
was
he
good
was
for
really
him,
good.
I guess.
Yeah. Our bowling didn't really come off initially. And I'll tell you what, though. What's his name? Rangaswamy.
Yeah. I didn't say his name because I didn't. I would
Santaram.
have called him 1348.
Santaram Rangaswamy.
Santaram. I'll tell you what, Santa. I think, the bowling lacked a little bit. Too many changes in the batting order was another thing that kind of I think got to us after the first half, and then just lack of momentum, man. We didn't start off well, and then we couldn't capture momentum after that. But I can tell you one thing: the atmosphere in the team was exactly the same like 2021, exactly the same. So it genuinely didn't feel like we were not playing well. The atmosphere was great. We had a lot of fun, too much fun actually. But the results just weren't coming off on the ground, and that can happen.
We've got another question for Rob. It says, how do players manage being competitive or insecure of their position in a team and feeling happy for the team's success while outside? Thanks for the 07 World Cup, Ankit.
Thanks, Ankit. Thank you for that.
I love
It's a
how
great
we've
question,
now
by
put
the way.
Varun's face under the questions and not Rob's.
He didn't want to be on. He didn't want to be on the video anyway.
Right.
I'm surprised I'm still lasted this long.
It's like the editors have decided that we can't see the beard.
How do players manage to be competitive of their position in a team and feel it's very hard. Like it's one of the things, Ankit, that cricketers have to kind of contend with. It is, you have to understand, cricket is an individual sport within a team sport. So the dynamics of that sport is extremely hard to navigate. Which is why there are so many mental health issues in our sport, which is why we have the most number of suicides in professional sport in our sport. It's because it is extremely challenging. There's a lot of confusion constantly. Because, say, for example, Jarrod and I are opening the batting, right? Or Jarrod, Deepak, and I are three openers in the team, right? And Deepak and Jarrod are opening the batting, right? They are trying to do a job for the team whilst trying to outperform each other. right? Imagine having to navigate through that nuanced emotion on a day-to-day basis. And they have to make sure that they perform so well that I don't get a look into that side. And I, on the other hand, have to wait outside, hoping for them to not do well and the team to do well so that I get an opportunity. It is very, very hard to navigate through the emotions of all of this. And people don't really understand. So sometimes you have to be very clear about what your outcomes are, what are the outcomes you're looking for yourself, how do you measure success, and what is your definition of success. Once that gets clear, then you can be focused on what you want to achieve. And then, irrespective of what happens, you know that that is your prerogative and that's what you're trying to do. It has to be aligned with the team and has to be aligned to winning. And whether you want to do that without worrying about your performances or making sure that your performances adds to you winning championships, it depends. And for some people don't care about winning championships. They love the fact that they can score runs and get wickets, and that's what they want to do. They want to be known for their skills. So you get different kind of personalities.
Just having a look at the market at the moment, Deepak will like this. So far in the UK, 30 million pounds has been traded on Betfair on this game. So looking at the illegal market separate to that, you're probably looking at about 300 million that has been wagered on this game. And because it's a close game at the moment, there's no clear favourite. That will just continue to go up and up.
What are the odds like? Who's got the odds right now?
RCB are at 1.77. So marginal favourites. Put it this way: if there was another boundary here, it'd probably be even money in both directions. I think is probably the best way of doing it. And I'll give you the first innings run.
I've never understood this. Like when I asked what are the odds, I mean who's got the advantage in that market right now?
Yeah, so it's now 1.8. So 1.8 is, I can tell you that
what
in percentage.
That mean?
That's what I'll tell you right now. In percentage, that means that they are a 60% chance of winning the game at 1.8. And if they were 2, they would be 50% chance of winning, right? So they're 60% chance of winning at the moment. And so obviously it's 40% for the Sunrisers. It's moving around a little bit. But what 1.8 means is if you put $10 on, you would get $18 back. So that's very even. Very, very, very even. I'm just trying to find that run line here, actually, of which I've lost. Oh, here we go. They are saying 203 runs. So that's another, 54 runs from here is what the market is expecting.
Is what they're saying?
And the next ball gets slashed over backward point for 6. So that might go up now. Oh, actually, no. To be fair, the market was ahead of the ball there. So that's how quickly those people are looking at these scores.
Okay.
But yeah, about 203 is the expected run line at the moment.
And like Rob said, it was 200 at the beginning of the match, right?
Yeah, so it hasn't moved much.
I think so, yeah.
So I haven't moved much.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty much at par there. Coming back to what Robbie said, and this has kind of changed my whole perception. Like knowing him for more than 6 months now, like if my son would like want me to like back him up for becoming an international cricketer or maybe a professional cricketer.
Just 1 second, we forgot another wicket here.
Oh, that's a good catch.
And this is a catch, guys. You are going to want to see this. This is an extraordinary moment. It's a full toss outside off stump. He's tried to scoop this over the way. And Phil Salt again out on the boundary. It is Phil Salt, isn't it?
That is Phil Salt,
one
yeah.
hand, right hand, with his right, plucked it out as it was going down. Incredible catch there. And great effort. It was an interesting shot in the end. He kind of checked it. He's hit it. He's almost been caught a deep backward point.
Rob says it was acceptable fielding. So that's as high a praise as you can get from Rob.
Barron, everyone. It's not Robbie.
That is basically Rob's equivalent of is the greatest catch he's ever seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa, that's single-handed. That's not even like, boy.
Do you know there was a baseball writer a couple of years ago who contacted me because there was this great catch in baseball once by a guy without the glove on. And he said, can you just have a look at it and tell me, like, from a cricket perspective, if this is special? And I was like, I mean, I'd be disappointed in club cricket if that wasn't caught. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. And they was like, and they had built this up for years as like one of the greatest catches in baseball. And I was like, look, I really feel bad because I feel like I'm shitting on your childhood memory. I said, but like, if my son dropped that, I'd be pretty annoyed. Like, you're supposed to catch the ball without gloves.
Boy, well, that was special. This one was special, considering the fact that with such a ball, full toss, and he's kind of slicing that,
Yeah.
the ball would. It'll be very difficult to judge the direction of the ball. Also, it becomes even harder.
What? What do you mean?
Like, it's not a straightforward shot, right? So he was slicing the ball.
Yeah,
So
so there'd be more
certain
spin
times
on
as a
it.
fielder, so it'll be more spin on the ball. So it'll be difficult for the fielder to judge it now because it would
No,
curl a
think
bit.
about it. So he's thinking he's fielding at sweeper, right? So he's fielding at sweeper. He's watching the ball coming. He's like, okay, I'm watching the ball coming towards me. If
Can
I'm
you put the
sweeping-
microphone somewhere near your mouth today?
Okay.
We need to get you on the temporary microphone.
So
Too full of energy.
I'm fielding here, right? I'm fielding here. I'm seeing the ball. I'm seeing him do that to the ball. So I already know the ball's revolving in that direction, right? It's curling in that direction. That means it's going away from me. So I'm running in anticipation towards that ball. I'm running in this direction in anticipation towards that ball to try and reach the ball so that my hand covers the spin, the rotation of the ball. And if you see him falling down, it's a great attempt, as in it's an incredible catch, right? But he's landed and he's timed his like fall so well that as he's landing, the ball's fallen into his hands and then he's fallen on into the ground. So it's like literally he's at the time for the ball to fall right into his hand with the spin in that direction. So his hand's going with the spin's direction. So he's negating all the spin.
But like Robbie, that's superhuman. It's easy for you.
It's not superhuman.
It's
It's
like-
not superhuman. It's
based on the
repetition, right?
Basing on the fielding
Like
of the
if-
last
it's
couple
like
of
me-
years, I'd say it is.
Dude, it's like me asking you about trigonometry and saying that, man, this is fucking superhuman.
Exactly.
It's not. It's about practice. It's about how often you deal with it, right?
Yeah,
Deepak,
because
can
the way you were explaining, I was kind of imagining the whole thing like it was itself pretty complex for me, to be honest. Like, but obviously, because you have done it all your life, so it's like as if it's like slicing through the butter or something. That's it for you. But
No,
yes, it
as
is
in
tough.
you tend to see revolution.
Kartik says, I think they want to protect the IPL, hence no broadcast. I'm not sure what that means. But
I don't know what that means.
Naveen says, how does MS injury affect CSK's balance? Who's their backup?
Thanks,
keeper
Naveen.
That makes them
Sanju.
better.
there? Hey?
Sanju.
It makes them
Sanju.
better,
So
yes.
doesn't it make
It
them a
doesn't
stronger
affect the
side in some
balance.
ways?
And
It's
I
an
think,
insight on what CSK will be post MS, right? In a way, I think it could be a blessing in disguise. To be honest, I think it gives the players the onus of saying, "Hey, there's no MS. It's just us. Let's just go and make this count." I think it's a good thing.
Well, I think the only thing is that you do have to replicate his hitting against pace, right? So you can have a stronger batting lineup, but whether it's a better batting lineup if it doesn't have the players in the right area. But because he doesn't face that many balls these days, if your wicketkeeper's going to face more balls, that's an advantage. But you do lose the extra skill of the wicketkeeper.
Are you guys watching a catch here?
Yeah. Well, they've shown it 83 times.
Yeah.
What do I say?
Yes,
That's
like
just another bloke. He wouldn't have caught that, Phil Salt, if he had the gloves on. You ever seen
Robbie-
Phil Salt dive? Come on.
so even after the replay, you think that it is easy to judge all this?
Yeah, because you've seen him do this to the ball, so you know the ball's going in that direction.
This
And you
is
see
what I
him
was
running,
talking
you
about
see-
before, Deepak, with the subconscious part of it, right?
It's very subconscious because you've
Once
done so
you
much.
see
Yeah,
the
because
batter
for you, somebody was traded for 30 years. For you, yes.
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
what I mean.
This
Deepak,
is your
where did
time
you
to
field? What position did you field in?
Do you think so? I look like somebody who would have
Well, I'm hoping you fielded. I hope you just didn't
slipped
disappear.
somewhere. Like
But
somebody
growing
could
up, you would
hide me.
have like you weren't this big when you're growing up.
No, I was pretty lean.
So where did you
during my
field?
playing
Just
days.
answer
But I was
the question.
pathetic fielder. Pathetic. Inside the circle. Wherever they could hide me. I was pathetic
Oh, okay.
fielder.
That makes a little bit more sense.
I'm just reading the comment there.
Oh, Jarrod says that Robbie has just admitted he hates MS. Well,
Yeah, former
he's
Indian
one of-
cricketer Robin Uthappa says MS Dhoni being injured is a blessing for disguise.
so,
Done.
Lauren, former Indian cricketer Robbie Uthappa on Commbox said. Let's get the headline right for everyone.
And considering the fact they're so close,
Like
such
you know,
close friends.
if there's one thing I'm
Chennai Super
confident
Kings
of
have a bright future without MS Dhoni. Let's go. Let's add
I'll
it
tell
to
you,
it.
if there's one thing that I'm confident of in my life, is that even if this is misquoted and misrepresented, I know MS will understand this.
Another wicket, half volley outside leg stump. And to be fair, Harsh did everything right. He's just unfortunately hit it a bit high, and he's been caught. Romario's on fire here. Gets hit for a 6 at every over, and takes a wicket at every over at this point.
It was a good shot, but okay.
Actually, I thought it was
Couldn't get
really
it.
good batting off the bat, but
Yeah,
he just
exactly.
unfortunately hit it straight to backward square leg and
Yeah.
he's been caught.
It was,
Again, 12 runs and a wicket. I'll take a Jarrod from Mario.
Yeah.
but like coming back to like MS thing also for that, MS has to first read the newspaper also. I don't think so he even cares about social media.
No.
He would not even care
MS has to
about
have
it.
a friend take a phone to MS, put it in front of him. MS has to stop video gaming or golfing or paddling or whatever he does in his spare time to look at
Biking.
the phone.
Does he still bike? I assume he would.
Yeah, he does. He does when he's back home.
Yeah.
He does.
He's not a golfer, is he? He's paddle?
He
Just
does.
paddle?
No, he plays golf as well.
Yeah.
Plays golf.
Is
as
he
well.
still massively what was the game? He was obsessed by World of Warcraft when he was young. And he was like
PUBG.
yeah, and he played it for years.
PUBG? No, PUBG is not when he was young. When he was old.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
when he
did he
was
get
old.
into Call of
I
Duty, I
just-
think, as well? Was that the other game he played?
COD, yeah.
Co-
Call of
yeah.
Duty
COD,
also.
Call of Duty. Yeah.
Absolutely love those games. George Bailey used to tell me great stories about like Dhoni just obsessing over video games more than he would over
He
cricket.
kind of admitted that in one of the interviews. He said like even during the time when there was DOS, he used to kind of binge on that for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, for DOS
crazy.
games and stuff.
Harshal Patel
So-
has come out.
So,
So,
MS
167
even
for
back
7.
in the day, in 2006, 2007, Mahi actually used to travel with a gaming laptop. He buy the most expensive, military grade gaming laptop.
That alien one with the big alien logo on it.
Yeah.
Alienware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alienware. Dell Alienware, right? Yeah.
I think one of the first Dell Alienware is what he had. And he
Well, I mean,
traveled-
to be
Nice.
fair, Steve Harmison and Andrew Flintoff used to travel with a dartboard, right? And you will know this, Robbie. How many players used to have the they used to take the full like Xbox kits with them and stuff.
Fully, yeah.
I remember the first time I saw Hayley Matthews on tour, she had all of her kit, and then she had like this like a suitcase of like Xbox or PlayStation or whatever it was
Yeah.
with her as well.
Yeah.
Like you got to be in your
I think the
hotel room
Aussie
for
players
hours.
had it too. On the test, you can see them play on the PS4 or PS5.
I think Cricket Australia have started taking the stuff for the Aussie players
Yes.
because it became an issue for individual players and everything else.
Brilliant.
Luvi is back on. So death bowling hasn't been as much of a problem because of all the other wickets, guys.
Yes. Yes.
Easy as you
So-
like now, yeah.
But still, I think it's a decent total, not a bad total, considering the fact they were like, what, 29 for 3?
Yeah, but I don't think they have any bowling.
Yeah. The kind of bowling SRH has, yes, that will be tough.
Yeah, they
Somehow
kind
enough
of
for
do
a
need
four.
to bat. Yeah, it's a good shot. He's just knocked it on its head over
Yeah.
the keeper's head, hasn't he? So, although that was
Still-
way too short. Just looking at Boovy's bounce.
Still, like, how does that even work? Like, considering the fact that this guy was not performing at all at the domestic level for last 1 year, and suddenly he gets back to the form in IPL, like as if the standard of bowling has dipped for him. Like, I just don't understand this at all. Like with Aniket, it's always a mystery for me. Like his IPL numbers are far better than his domestic numbers by some distance.
Also, he's a spin hitter and he's only hit pace today, so I don't get that either.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Is this a no look one down the ground? He's hit it very high. Very, very high. Oh, Kohli's dropped it. Sorry. And I just want everyone to know. I'm
Oh, I
just
need
calling-
Rob. Yes, Rob's annoyed. That's what I needed.
We need to
What
read
did
out
he say?
Rob. What did Rob say? He would have seen it a
No,
minute
For
no,
before.
no.
fuck's sake, yes. I'm missing
this
Rob
is-
Barron
That's
when he
gone a
dropped catches.
mile away. Yeah.
So, Robbie, how would you explain this catch now?
It's
a salt
Bangalore,
one,
right?
it's
It's the second highest ground in the world. So the ball goes up, it stays up. We're not seeing it because we're seeing Virat running. So the ball stays up, and when it comes down, it comes back with ferocious velocity. And then he's hit the ball here, right? So because he's hit the ball here, the ball's gone in this. Watch the replay. You'll see the trajectory of the ball if you can catch it quickly. It's going in this direction. So
It
as the
bursts
ball's
through his
coming
hands.
down, as the ball's coming down, the ball's going away from you. So he's running towards the ball, but the ball's going away from him. So he has to be ahead of the ball for him to be under the ball whilst he's taking it. Makes sense?
Makes sense. A lot of
Physics.
sense. And
Should've
I could
caught it,
understand it burst through his hands also because he must have come down pretty fast the way you were explaining. So how difficult it is
So
to
you
kind of
see,
adjust
as the
to all
ball
these
comes down,
different
it's like it's going like that away from him. So he's not gotten there in time. So the ball's gone up and it's come down quickly. So even someone as fast as Virat has not been able to get under that ball.
There has been a catch
Harshal.
taken here, though. As,
Yes,
Now
Harshal
this
is
is
gone.
going straight to him.
Yeah. So, another wicket.
Devdutt's taken 3 catches, by the way, today.
Yes. Considering the fact that he was the impact player, they must have missed good first 6-7 overs also. 8 overs, I guess. Like, must have replaced Jacob Duffy, right?
Yeah, he came in
Yes.
after the first 6 overs, first 7 overs.
Once Jacob Duffy was done.
Who's come out to bat? Varun, did you see that?
Is it David Payne?
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, so they have not gone with Shivang also. So David Payne is
Yeah,
the
so-
impact sub.
Impact sub, yeah.
So David Payne is a really, really good bowler, and I'm fascinated to see if it will what he does. When I used to bet on English domestic cricket, if he had the ball in his hand, I would just back his team every time because he was just that good. He was like Bumrah, right? But the market hadn't worked out. He was like Bumrah at that level. My memory though is not so much with the bat, guys.
Like, any more insights on him, Jarrod? Like, to be honest, I have no idea about him.
Does he have a
Yeah.
weird action? When you compared him to Bumrah, what do you like? What's
No,
the
I don't. I
going
don't
line?
mean Boomer in terms of
It
action.
means automatic, I think.
Yeah, just his ability with the old ball, the middle overs, and the new ball to be successful in a way that you wouldn't really expect someone of. Like, he's not that quick, Robbie. He's medium fast. He's very good with angles, quite often on the crease. He can move the ball in the air or off the seam. But he's got a little bit of. Do you remember Harry Gurney? There's a little
Yeah.
bit of Harry Gurney about him. Not that he bowls the soul balls like Harry Gurney, but that he understands the angles of where the batter wants to hit him. And he's always like 1 or 2 steps ahead of everyone. And then he's got that ability he's just quick enough to blast through you when he needs to. Like, not blast you is the wrong way, but skid through you when he needs to. I think he might be, he probably, if I was working for an IPL team, might have been last year or the year before I would have invested in him rather than waiting till now. But, you know, he's in his mid-30s. You know, this might be one season beyond him. But his ability to turn a game really quickly at the top or at the end, and he's very calm as well. Like, knows his game very, very well. But it'd be interesting to see how he goes with the ball.
But
Yeah, if
nobody
he's
talked
not
about
express
him.
pace, then like that, nobody talked about Abhinandan also. Nobody talked about Shivang Sharma also. Like
But
there's so
I'm
many unknown
amazed.
entities, right? The IPL is also evolving, and a lot of new players are coming through the fray right now. So, if he's not express pace, which is what I was saying, he will be useful on this ground.
Yeah, no, definitely he's a skill bowler, mate. I'm trying to think
skill
of who you
bowler
would
will
even.
do well.
He's kind of a bit like. He's a
Does
bit
he
like
swing
a
or
combination.
seam the ball?
Yeah, he can do both. He's a bit like a combination of Harry Gurney and Jason Behrendorff. Right, but he's got a little bit of Behrendorff's new ball bowling and a little bit of Harry Gurney's old ball bowling, if that makes sense.
Is he left arm?
Yeah, lefty.
No, why I'm asking this question is because I don't think so. I saw him during the auction. So did he come as an
No, he
injury
was a
replacement?
last-minute replacement, wasn't he? For I can't remember. There's been so many injuries.
As a
Because
Jack
I didn't
Edwards, I
see
want
him.
to
Too
say
many
he
injuries.
replaces.
Oh, okay, Jack Edwards. Okay.
Yes,
okay,
Jack
that's where-
Edwards. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm not surprised though that he's a much better bowler than Jack Edwards. So in the Big Bash, he's played 22 games with a bowling average of 19. He's got a bowling average in the IL 20 of 20. He's got And in the blast, he got bowling average of 20. It's only been the 100 where he's gone for a little bit more runs, but that was early on. In the last couple of years, he's dominated the 100 as well. So it'd be fascinating to see how he goes. As for Mario Shepherd, just bowled a dirty half tracker outside off stump. I love Romario so much. It's all effort, isn't it? But yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how David Payne goes. But just as a batter, he's got literally no power, but he can hold a bat in first class cricket. But I wouldn't expect to see too many sixes.
Yeah, that's
from him.
crappy bowling there, guys. 2 balls,
Yeah.
I think. No, 10 runs.
I mean, it is Romario. Like,
Romario's a sixth bowler.
But the guy had a World Cup hat trick. He's
Yeah.
bowling all those change of pace deliveries really well.
I mean, like everyone's had a World Cup hat
Curtis
trick.
Camphor has a hat trick as well, and Michael Clark has a 6 for 9 in Test cricket. Alan
Just
Border
recently.
has a 10-wicket haul against the West
Shot,
Indies. Deepak.
Yeah. No, just recently he was bowling well in the World Cup. At least looked like.
No, he took wickets. He wasn't bowling
Yeah.
well. He bowls exactly the same all the time. Sometimes if you get a
Gone,
wicket
another
that
6.
suits
Aniket is
Romario, he
having
can be
a-
quite handy.
Has a brilliant night.
Amazing shots, yeah. Amazing
Yeah,
batting.
That's a good hit, that.
This is some evolution from him also.
But that's
Because
just slot bowling, though.
last season we saw him hitting these sixes against spin.
Yeah.
So it seems
like that.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was a beautiful hit. I can't think, though, of someone who bowls more slot balls than Romario.
Romario's trying to bowl the Yorker.
Yeah, and he's missing it by 2 meters.
Not by
Not
much.
2 meters, a meter.
No, that was
That's
2
a meter,
meters.
bro.
Hey?
No, that's a meter. That's a meter.
Okay, Varun, what delivery was that? Go back, 18.3. I want you to check how far that
What a fucking nerd.
bounced.
18.3, I can understand. Robbie, like Jarrod, he's talking about 18.4. So 18.4
Like, see-
was 1 meter only, right? You're
Oh,
talking
okay,
about
I wanna
18.3.
say
that was
8.3.
You saw,
3
you saw
and
this
8.4.
shot from Aniket? This shot I don't understand. This is a modern cricket shot that I don't understand. Because you've just pummeled 2 balls down the ground for 6. You've got the bowler under pressure, right? He's feeling the heat. Now, unless you think he's going to bowl a slower ball or a short ball or something has happened on the field where a field change has been made, unless something like that happens and you see it, you shouldn't try this shot.
Is it possible, though, in that situation, that what happened is that he's expecting the wide Yorker, and he maybe doesn't? That's not in his wheelhouse in the same way, Robbie. Actually, he's moved across, though, hasn't he? I'm not sure what. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not sure why he did that.
And this is something which I also I wanted to ask you both. I'm glad Robbie came up with this. Remember that match against Pakistan and Sri Lanka-Pakistan match where Sanaka was tonking Afridi all over the park. The last 2 bowls also, when he was when Afridi was kind of bowling those wide Yorkers, he was playing those cute shots, and I couldn't understand that also. Because the way he was in momentum, Afridi was under the pump, he was all over the place, and still he tried
so
to
Jarrod,
be cute with his shot.
Another
The
wicket, by the way, he's hit this down to the long off.
18.4 was 4.85 meters.
Yeah, exactly. So he's missed that by a mile. 18.3?
18.3. That's 11 meters, isn't it?
Oh,
That's
is that
the
short?
bouncer.
Yeah. So there we go. I told you, missed it by a mile. He misses Yorkers by
4.85 meters from where?
The stumps.
Yeah, so that would be from the stumps, yes.
So he's missed it by
So
about
we
2.5 meters, I reckon, Robbie.
Yeah.
That was Virat taking that catch. So I didn't mean for that to sound sarcastic, but then when Varun made the noise, I realised it would have. But I just meant that was the person who took the catch. To be fair to Romario here, Robbie, and to Aniket, that was, again, he went for the Yorker. Again, he's bowled a length ball, and this time he's hit it straight down. He tried to play conventionally, and he's hit it straight down long off throat.
And I
Great
agree
little
with
innings.
Robbie now because he kind of killed his own momentum. He was tonking the ball well. Then that review also kind of must have disturbed his
I
rhythm,
think
right?
the field changed though, Deepak, because did you see the way he moved before the ball had been bowled? I think he thought a particular delivery was coming his way, Robbie, and in the end he might have been wrong. But yeah, you're right, Deepak. The gap didn't help him. He was in a rhythm, wasn't he? And taking that
I
away.
think
waiting
Jarrod
for
and
a
I
review.
once debated about this. I hate the ramp. Like I despise it. Or the scoop, because I don't think anyone plays it well. Because
Varun,
it's
I don't
always
think you like anything traditional except red test cricket.
no. What the
He's
ramp?
saying
I'm
he's
with
saying
you on
he hates
this.
the ramp.
I hate the ramp. Yeah, I'm with you on
He's
this.
on your side here, Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in Test cricket, it pisses me off when Root played it. I hate it.
No, so I don't mind the ramp, right? But
I did
I
not.
think that
No, I only like it if it's against a Yorker or if it's a very good bowler. I'll give them that. But I don't like it when people that are very good at hitting down the ground play it, because why the hell are you doing it against length balls? You can just smack it.
I don't mind the ramp. When I say I don't mind the ramp over fine leg, the ramp over third man seems a little unnecessary to me.
Someone said I've got no interest in the IPL. I've literally been covering it since the first season,
Yeah.
guys. Like, I've got it. I wouldn't cover it if I didn't give a shit. I don't
to
cover
put that
bilateral
question back up
ODIs,
again,
everyone.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Who asked that question?
Hriday.
Who made that statement?
Singh
Hriday, don't you see him bitching about every bowler and every batter like the last 20 overs? Oh, sorry, last 15 overs.
I thought he meant the last 20 years, which is also true.
Which is also true.
The only thing I ever said to Cricinfo was I wouldn't cover bilateral ODIs or bilateral T20s. That was the one thing at Cricinfo. I was like, everything else I love. You want to send me to a county game? I'll go to a county game. You want to send me to an A game? I'll go to an A game. Women's games, associate, whatever. I'm not going to watch a 5-match bilateral series because I would just lose interest.
But guys, one thing, like run line was so accurate. The start of the innings,
Yeah.
they said 200. The kind of data these people have.
We have, we.
To be fair, though, in this case, Deepak, I don't think anyone would have thought it was going to be 200 with 9 wickets.
No, but SRH, you can always
that a-
kind of expect that, right?
Is that a good?
No,
is
but
this
I'm
pitch
saying
good or
if you're
bad?
making a
Because they
prediction of
haven't
200,
batted well.
you're not expecting them to be bowled out.
Because I don't think they batted that well and they've nearly gotten 200. So I don't. Is this a good or a bad pitch?
No, it's not.
Good one,
It's actually thanks to some shit bowling from RCB, by the way, in the middle overs. They
Yes.
bowled
Oh, I
really
love that
poorly.
camera angle. Sorry, did you
So
see that camera angle?
So do you
Yeah.
want to know what that is? That's the camera
Ooh.
angle from the Matrix.
Yeah, I was about to ask. It's
And so
multiple,
we-
isn't it? It's the
This is where I needed Robbie and Deepak years ago. I tried to make this for sport about 15 years ago, 17 years ago, because I was like, if it works for the Matrix, it will be even better for sport. But the problem was we tried to do it in cricket, and in cricket, you need the long lenses. And to get those long lenses, we needed like, they cost about 10 to 15 grand each, and we needed like 30 of them. And so we actually got Canon were willing to give us the cameras, but no one was willing to give us the lenses to do the test. And what we didn't think at the time is, fuck, we should just go to basketball, because then you only need normal lenses and you put them around and you can do the same thing. And it's done now. But here's the biggest problem, Varun, is they use it, but in the Matrix, it's called bullet time. And I wanted to call
Yes.
it wicket time. And they don't have a cool name for it. And I'm just saying they should have a cool name for it, because otherwise, the only reason we talk
Disgraceful
about
behavior.
Hawkeyes is because it's called Hawkeye.
that's also very.
Does this tech belong to Hawkeye now?
Nah, I would say, I don't know who ended up doing it. There's a couple of companies. I mean, I wasn't the only one who watched The Matrix and went, wait a minute, that would look really cool around a player taking a catch or playing a shot. Andy says, what do you guys know of Karthik Sharma? His hitting looks freaky good to my casual eye. Is this a winning score? Do Sunrisers have a Duffy type? Well, Payne is a Duffy type. I can tell you that. Varun has disappeared for a moment. And we're going to have a break after this. But just want to quickly answer this question. Either of you? Karthik Sharma, Deepak?
Yeah, I've
I
seen
have
just
no
little
idea
bit
about
of him.
Karthik Sharma. Deepak will
I
have
have-
ideas about Karthik Sharma.
I've seen little bit of him, not too much, but he is a very good hitter.
Okay. Also,
Genuinely
is this a
gifted
winning
hitter.
score? It depends on how well they bowl, but I don't like their bowling, so I'm going to say no.
Look, like they have Ishan, they have Payne. I have no idea about Payne, to be honest. They have Unatkar, they have Herschel, they have Harsh Dubey, they have NKR.
Yeah, it feels a bit thin to me. The market has RCB as a 60% chance of winning, I think, at the moment. So I think that tells you
Yeah, so it's fair.
where everyone
It's
is.
fair, right?
We're going to take a break. and go to the toilet and do all those things that men do, scratch ourselves. And we'll be back in about 15 minutes. But don't worry, because we've got other podcasts that will entertain
Lining
you
up for you.
while we're away. Commbox.
100 years ago, something truly remarkable happened in cricket. No one knew how to get Bradman out. And so, some of the smartest minds in English cricket got together in a smoke-filled room at Lord's, and they talked it out. It is no different than you talking with your uncle, with you whispering at the back of the bus, with you sitting around in the tea room arguing with your friends. This is what we do in cricket. We love the game, we talk about the game. And that is what we do at Commbox, where the game lives on.
Episode 104 of the Crick Picks podcast. I'm Varun Alvakonda and I'm joined by Saurabh Samani and Shayan Ahmed Khan. Today's episode of Crick Picks is on the greatest IPL innings ever, or at least our favorite, the best, whatever the hell you think it is probably that. And our job is very simple. It's just to annoy you guys with our picks. Gentlemen, any thoughts?
We're going to miss a whole lot of innings. So I think your objective of annoying people will be met, more than met, because I'm sure the comment section will be filled with, how did you not pick this? How did you not pick that? So I'm
And as
looking
always,
forward to
comments will be calm and reasonable about it as well.
that. They always are.
They always are, yeah. So yeah, forgot to say this is a snake style. Is this a snake style draft? This is a snake style draft.
It is.
It goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. I'm going first, I think.
You are first. Shayan is second.
Yeah.
I'm third.
Yes. So I'm just going to go purely vibes with this. I'm taking Tala's 84 or 48 versus RCB in the famous
my
game where they
God.
lose by 1 run. Yeah, I don't care about objectivity with this podcast. I'm going with my favorite. It is by for some distance my favorite MS Dhoni innings in the IPL. And the 2019, you'd also say, was the last time MS was an actual batter in the IPL and not like a post-credit scene, like not a cameo, right?
So your first pick is something that didn't make my list.
That's fair. I think that's understandable.
Yeah. Which one was this? This was in Chennai. Oh no, in Bangalore.
Bangalore, yeah. This is the one that nearly chases 26 versus Umesh. I think he comes in.
Oh right, that match. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you have picked in a losing cause. The first pick,
Yeah.
the greatest IPL innings is in a losing cause, and it's not a century. It's
Yes, sir.
I like it.
Yeah. All
Who's
right
next?
then.
You're next, Shan.
Yeah. It's my turn. I'll go with Chris Gayle 170 pretty much. I was expecting Varun to pick that as the first obvious one. Not just because it is the highest score, but because it is also the fastest IPL 100. And getting there in 30 balls back in 2013, that was just something really ridiculous to me, I think. And it was also, I think if you remember that game, I think it's Bhuvi and another bowler, I can't remember who.
Luke Wright.
But they don't go for any runs, but still, yeah,
Luke
Luke
Wright,
Wright,
Luke
exactly.
Wright.
I was thinking, but I was not sure. Yeah, so those two didn't go for any runs, and still RCB managed to score 263. So I think that was quite
And we
ridiculous.
can all blame
even that
Dilshan
was
for
the
them
world.
not making 300.
Yeah, and that was also the IPL record for quite some time, right? I think until the recent seasons, them getting there, and it was a pretty big deal. So the whole thing of 263 and 49 was always there with RCB, that they had the highest score and the lowest score. And Chris Gayle was, funnily enough, part of both of those innings. And I think 175, I think that has to be the best innings for me.
I think
You know
that's-
what
we
would
have
be-
to put it up there, right?
Yeah, that should have been the first pick, Varun. But
Yeah, exactly.
Have to go rogue sometimes.
you know what would be great is if RCB get the new record, which is 263 plus 49. So they make what would that be 312. That would be the new record. They breach 300 and they do it with 263 plus 49.
Indeed.
Uh,
Impact of plus 95 for that knock, by the way.
Oh, wow. That is ridiculous.
is that I'm assuming that's the highest impact ever for any IPL knock?
Yes.
Yeah, has to be, I think. Or at least
Okay.
close.
So is it my turn?
Yes, you have 2 picks.
Okay, so I actually made I did some amount of research before this. I used the help of Cricket Force Smart Stats. I was very kindly given the list of highest impact innings by Smart Stats. So I used that to help me whittle it down a little. I still have more than 15 that I want to pick, but I at least got hold of some of them that were not maybe so famous. So what I'll do is I'll pick the first one will be one of the open goals. So I'll go Suresh Raina's 87 in the 2014 qualifier 2, which actually would have beaten Gale for the quickest 100 if that run out hadn't happened, if George Bailey had missed. And or Varun wants to blame Brendan McCullum for that. That is completely fair. We can blame, actually it's the season to blame him, right? So we can actually blame him for whatever has happened. But that was hitting of a quality and cleanness and level that I don't think has been replicated in the IPL. Like, of course, Gale and the McCullum in the first match, and there have been a lot of Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head, Heinrich Klaassen, all of these guys' knocks have been there, but a lot of that you feel is slightly finesse married to brute force or power or something, or or Andre Russell, Pollard, whoever. This one was just clean hitting, but it didn't seem like, when I was watching it didn't seem as if there was a lot of power. Of course there was, but it just was so clean that it just sort of whistled off the bat. It was amazing to watch, and I thought, which was unthinkable then, that he would chase down 230, and I thought, like, here we go, Chennai make yet another final, and everyone is going to say again that, oh, it was fixed, because they barely made it to the playoffs that year. I think they like in many years they sort of just scraped through and made it to the playoffs, because that year
they were good that season. What happens is there is another knock which may or may not be picked that moves them from 2 to 3. I think they were always well ahead. I think they lose 3 in a row, but they were never out of the playoffs race in that season. I think 2012 that is when RCB bottled it. 2012 is when RCB bottled it and easily let them through, basically.
2010 is when Dhoni punched his helmet and got them over the line in the last match and all that. Right. Okay, my mistake. But for my money, Kolkata Knight Riders and Punjab Kings, or Kings 11 Punjab as they were called, were clearly the two best sides in that IPL, and they deserve to be in the final. But Raina single-handedly would have prevented that if he wasn't run out. So Raina 87 is my first pick. And for my second, there are a couple of open goals, but I'm thinking I'll pick some of the non-open ones so that I get those picks in, and I'll leave the open goals to you guys. So actually, I'll pick a Virat Kohli knock. It's a Virat Kohli 113. Quite astonishingly, but it is not the 113 he scored against Rajasthan Royals, which came off 72 balls. It is the 113 he made against Punjab in 2016. That was the reason I'm picking it, is for two. I don't know if it ranks. Of course it would have had a good impact, but I don't think it ranked in the top 10 also for impact. But it was in a 15-over match. He made 113 of 50 balls, and he did it with a hand that was so badly cut that you can't hold a spoon with that hand. So I have seen, images of what the injury was like. It was terrible. It was just, and I remember at that time, 2016, thinking that his season is done. Instead of the season being done, he just came out and hit a 113 of 50 balls in that knock. I think he had some 11 stitches or something, if I remember, and all in this small portion of the hand. So deep the cut was that it needed 11 stitches in that portion. So just for that, which doesn't count, in any impact scores or something, like how, with what sort of injury you have done it, and RCB were also facing virtual knockouts in all of their last few league matches. They needed to keep winning to qualify, so there was that added pressure. So just because of that, and because we can't have this list without picking one Virat Kohli knock unless we want our houses to be stoned. So I'm doing the honors, and I'm picking that one. That is my it's weird. My favorite Virat Kohli knock is 113, and my least favorite one is also 113. So I'm picking the one I like.
Understandable. It's back to Cheyenne again.
Yeah, I don't think I would have picked it so high, but I would have probably
Yeah, no,
mentioned it as one of the innings that I have
Yeah,
a
that
personal
I agree.
connection
I
with.
agree.
It's
yeah.
it's not
I remember following that season very closely.
I love that knock, but
So,
I don't think it's
it's not
it's in the
it's
top
not
10
fourth.
for 15. I think
It's not
Yeah.
fourth for me. I just picked it so that it's there in the list.
that's
So
fair.
that yeah.
Understandable again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. Looks like I have the next one. I think I'll go with the final innings. I'll go with Shane Watson 117 in the 2018 final. And what makes that innings ridiculous is that of the first 10 balls he didn't even score a run. And
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, no wait, that was the other season. 2019 was the season where he was not making any runs and then he turns up in the final, right? I think he still had an impact in 2018. But the fact that, stepping up against that SRH bowling attack, which was very much, I think, back then a bowling team. So performing against them in the final, chasing down a decent score in a final, I think we have to talk about that innings for sure. And anything specific that you remember, probably if you covered that game, Saurabh, what stood out to you?
No,
Probably the way
I-
he took down Sandeep or Rashid at later points.
I wasn't at that game, but I also had that very high, and because it was in a final, and not because of the final tax that by high pressure, but because typically the teams that make the playoffs are the ones who are the best performing in that IPL season, right? True. I mean, if you look at just the squads, everybody has a good squad, but it all depends on that season's form and who has the breakout season that year. So if you have reached the final, you have had a lot of things going right for you that season and a lot of quality. So against that, if you make a big score, I would give that a little bit extra weightage. So that one was pretty high up for me also.
So he makes 43 of 16 against Sandeep Sharma, 31 of 11 against Siddharth Kaul. Against Shakib, he goes 8 for 3, and against Rashid, he goes 14 of 10. So I think he doesn't actually take down Rashid to that extent, but it's the two Indian paces that he really goes after. And Bhuvi, he plays out comfortably 3 of 10. So again, Watson qualifies as one of those intelligent T20 batters for me. I think his numbers don't always look the prettiest, especially in the IPL, I would say, where I think he has an average of 32, strike rate of 133, which might be worse numbers than you remember him for. But it's the fact that his impact as an all-rounder and then probably across T20 cricket in general, he has pretty solid numbers as a batter too. But I think it was this ability of his to, really perform. When
We
it
love the
mattered
game,
most. I know
but we love the stories. Fans have stories. Former players have stories. Journalists have stories as well. Commbox brings them all together. The game lives on.
I am back. I think Deepak and Robbie are just heading in. I don't know where Varun's gone. He might have disappeared. Exciting opening partnership. Virat Kohli and Phil Salt. Certainly Phil Salt is someone you want to watch from their first ball. I think Rob Barron has made a lot of money over the years actually betting on the fact that Phil Salt will hit a 4 or 6 off the first delivery. You usually get odds of about 30 to 1 on that, Robbie. Look at Robbie's face come up. Oh. But yeah, it's a tasty little one with Phil Salt because he does hit more sixes off the first balls than most people do. Nitesh Kumar Reddy appears to be the bowler who's going to take the new ball, which does tell you a little bit about the bowling stocks of the Sunrisers.
And we predicted that yesterday.
He's come in and he's bowled maybe a ball that fades away a little bit on off stump. Looks like a pretty decent delivery, to be fair to him. 136 Ks, Robbie.
Yes, he's picked up pace.
Is someone pushing him downhill?
Yes, and he was bowling the hard balls also, the heavy balls during the practice matches, during these intra-squad matches.
Wow, impressed at that. He's a completely different player with that extra 8 kilometers of pace on him.
Yes.
It still
This is
doesn't
what
make
we
him-
were discussing yesterday also.
But
no, Ravi?
136k he was bowling, yeah. It wasn't like he wasn't bowling this
He's
pace.
bowling a
before.
lot of 128k if you go
No,
back.
he was
and have a look at the-
128, 130 max.
When he came through the ranks,
Uh,
when he played the test matches in Australia, he was bowling 135k. When he first
no.
came through the scene.
maximum 130-ish only.
Yeah,
And he was
didn't
what,
get
21 when he came through the ranks?
20.
How old is he now? Yeah, so pace is
24?
going to go up because he's gotten stronger right
It
now.
could just be. He looks a bit thicker.
Yeah.
Next ball is slashed out into the offside, and there's no run there. Phil Salt will be jonesing because he hasn't scored
22
yet.
now.
It was a direct hit too. Good fielding in the ring there. It feels very sickety here, Robbie. Very 6-all wicket from here on in. Thanks for everyone for
Sickety.
joining. Sickety. We've got some more super chats coming through as well that we'll get to in a little
Yeah,
while.
let's keep throwing the super chats on now.
Yeah, well,
So
let's
can-
just get
can
the
we
first over out the way. Jeez, settle down.
So
No,
can
no,
we have
no,
Jarrod in the
no, no,
middle?
no.
This is slashed away for 4. Sorry, what were you saying, Deepak?
Jarrod in the middle, I would say.
Nobody put
he's our
Jarrod in the
host.
middle. Yeah, so as I said, I thought he was a little bit annoyed there, so he was always going to go for that one.
He's getting some shape.
Remember, we're going to be here for every day, one way or another. We don't know how these shows are going to end up happening, but one day or another, we're going to be here every single day for these watch-alongs during the IPL. So please like, subscribe, follow us in all the different places that you can.
Why am I getting this optical illusion that you have this all long hair?
I do
Something
have long
that's
hair.
like-
He does have long
Is it your chair?
What are you talking about? I've had long hair since we've known each other.
No, but like this long?
He thinks you got he thinks you got long locks.
chair is
You just
giving
got
me
a
that
black
optical
chair,
illusion.
man.
I was worried that like we might end up taking too many super chats to start with, but apparently we could talk about my chair in the first over.
Yeah.
Robbie's chair is intense, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, thanks.
Most insightful watch along out here. Someone said that before.
Thandike. Yeah.
I'm
We've been
happy
getting
enough
that
with
bit.
that.
Thank you. Yeah.
And that looks like a misfield to me on the offside. Another boundary from Phil Salt. So
Another shot.
they were bowling the ball sort of in the channel outside off stump there, and he's been targeting that offside, and he's got a couple away now through the gap. I would assume, can't see. Yeah, they got the chop out man, and so who would be the second fielder out for him? Leg side. I don't think they have anyone straight. So
Not
they
a bad
are.
ball that he got hit for 4-4.
Yeah, but that's bread and butter for Salty. One of the best players in offside in T20s.
Yeah, just having a look here. They've got deep backward square leg out. So they are bowling to that field. He's just managed to hit it to straight twice now. First one was almost through cover point.
He's almost like Sanju Samson when it comes to offside in T20s.
And he's gone for the LBW here, has Nitesh. But he's bowled that a little bit too straight. They'll get a leg by, though, because Phil Salt misses it. What have we got here? Oh, no, I missed the one that we wanted.
But not a bad over to start with, I would say. Still.
No, good start. Good start. Mohit says, how destroyed Indian Test cricket BGT venue? I don't know what that means. Does anyone know what that means?
Deepak,
Uh,
Mohit, you can.
I think because of the fact that Wankhede and Eden Gardens have not been picked this time around, the two
okay.
iconic grounds, so that's why they're kind of asking that. But I think India
What
has
are the
gone
grounds for the
more
BGT?
with. It's Nagpur, it's Guwahati, it's Ranchi.
Okay, just so you guys know, I'm out of that tour now because I'm not doing Nagpur and Ranchi.
Why not?
Not for me. They're not my towns.
What do you mean? Why?
Come on now, you've been to Nagpur.
Yeah, it's a quiet little quaint town.
Quiet
Yeah,
little
city.
quaint town. Do I look like a quiet little quaint man? This
We'll
one
find-
is
like,
up
listen.
in the air by Salt, and oh my god, it's been
Oh,
caught, but almost a full-on.
almost a collision. Almost.
Yeah,
a
actually, I
collision.
think they did collide, but he's managed to catch it
Yes.
anyway. And Phil Salt just sliced that up in the air, completely shanked it off. Unad Kat's first over,
First
first
ball.
ball, I should say, and they've got the wicket. So that changes the game quite a bit. In fact, I tell you what, that the market has changed so much that they've gone from favourites RCB to behind. Sunrisers are favourites for the first time, I think, since the start of the day.
Oh.
I could be wrong because I haven't been following that the whole
So
time.
quickly.
So,
The
Yeah.
wicket
like,
just
is
fell.
it like.
Yeah. You got to understand that the people who are putting millions and millions of bets on this, like I mean, people who are literally putting millions of dollars on it, Robbie, will not be watching it on the same sort of streams that we're watching it on. They will know about it straight away. If you go to our group chat, Robbie, have a look how quick Rob Barron is to tell you what has happened in a game.
Exactly. I've seen that even with the.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. So he does that because of what he has available to him, which is just completely different to everyone else.
So finally, I think SRS has picked it up from RCB. So that was back of the length. Again, that two-pace
Yeah, good
surface.
point.
So that clearly shows that the surface hasn't become a better batting surface. So like as Robbie was
You can't
sharing,
make
it
that
was-
assumption with just one wicket, Deepak. You have to give let the game kind of flow a little bit.
Poor
don't
Uno
have
Cup,
to,
by the
like-
way, he's come on.
But the
he's
ball
bowled-
is still gripping. At least it's gripping, right?
Well, his
It's a
next
new ball. It will grip, my brother. It's a new
ball
ball.
Shouldn't
It
skip
will
more?
grip. On a wicket that is tacky, on a wicket that is too paced, a new ball will grip.
That next shot is ridiculous, by the way. He's bowled a length ball here, and he's got his line wrong. And Padikal's just helped this on its way for 6 so effortlessly. It's like David Gower.
So David Gower, that's right. That's right. It's very David Gower-esque.
Whoa. This camera angle is cool, huh?
Which camera angle? What are you doing?
Your feed is much quicker than ours, so like you would not even be able to relate to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, my feed is ridiculous.
Okay, Deepak, remember in the start of the first innings, we were talking about how that foundational piece, the initial movement is so important. Look how still Devdutt Padikkal is when he hit that 6 at the point of delivery.
Something we were talking about Abhishek.
Oh, my God.
Abhishek-
The big man's
When
here,
the
by
ball is
way.
coming out of his hand, Abhishek was getting into position. What happened?
The big man's here. Rob, we were just talking
Hey,
about you,
big
buddy.
man!
Hi guys.
Are you just
Listen,
bored? And you're
no
like, I might as well
spoilers,
just
right?
come over.
No spoilers. Even if you have another feed, no spoilers for us.
Oh my
Wait for us
god, what a catch. No, sorry. Sorry. Well,
Hey,
that's
Rob,
the
that was
perfect
quite
catch,
interesting
really.
there on the market. The market had RCB as favourites. The wicket came, and then they were 220. And then the 6 came, and they're back to 180.
I love high intent Padikkal.
Yeah.
The low intent Padikkal is so bad. How are you guys getting on?
Yeah, we're good, man. I thought are you not working? Are you just hanging around?
Well, I was, but I've kind of done all my stuff for today, really. And I saw you lot were chatting away, and Varun can't hack doing, more than an hour's work at once. So I thought I'd fill in for him for a bit.
Did you have any decent bets today?
Whoa.
I was on
that
all
was
out in that
close.
innings at 8-1. That
You
was
were
fun.
all out.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when there wasn't a wicket off the last ball?
It was the throw. I actually thought those two, not massively known for their batting, are they? Payne and the Cat. They actually batted really well that last over. They just
They
took
did.
the twos, didn't they? It's really, really smart.
How quick was this
That
ball?
was airborne.
I missed that. Oh, I didn't catch it. But again, you can see the ball held in the wicket here,
Yes.
because you can see it's like he waited for the ball and hit the high part of his bat.
Yes. The ball is still holding into the surface.
Rob, are you surprised that they haven't bowled Payne yet?
Yeah, because Payne matches up really well with Salt.
Yeah.
So I thought I would have gone for him. Obviously, it's worked. What they've done is fine. But 52 for 3 off 50.
Yep.
Salt against Payne. So that would have been the one I'd have gone for.
Well, interesting. Salt struggles with Arshdeep as well, doesn't he? I don't think he likes the
Yes.
left arm bowlers who can move it in the air.
And also those are able to bowl the heavy ball because Arshdeep has mostly troubled him with the short ball.
Yeah, it's true. I think it's the crampy. I don't think it's the swing as much as it's the crampiness. It's
Yes.
just he likes to free the arms a bit more.
He's somebody who likes to get under the length of the ball very quickly. So that's his
Yeah.
natural style of play.
Robbie, you've got a question here. You were part of the 07 era when fans started to expect World Cup wins. What changed in the dressing room in terms of conversation or attitude?
Well, I think the one that sparked that Ankit was the loss in 2006 7 in West Indies. I think that's what sparked the whole intent of wanting to win a World Cup, right? At least for the youngsters. I think the stalwarts already had that intent. For the youngsters, it felt like, okay, now we got an opportunity, especially when we went to South Africa. It felt like, okay, it's just us now. Let's just make this count and let's see what happens. And I thought what we did really well in that World Cup was the process which we followed. The intent of taking one game at a time and not thinking too far ahead and trying to learn as we go, because we'd never played T20 cricket. There was barely a few of us that played T20 cricket. So I think that kind of helped quite a bit. So I think that's what changed the conversation. That was the change in the conversations in the dressing room.
Nice. So another 4 down the leg side.
Yeah, I'd probably stop bowling on his pads at a certain point. Blue
Second
Eagle
over
says,
for Reddy's a bit of a gamble, isn't it?
well, I mean, the first over was good, but I just would have bowled Payne now with the newish ball still. Bowl ready, in the middle overs a little bit more. I suppose they're going to have to bowl Payne at the back end of the power play and at the end.
But they have Ishan Malinga also for that phase.
Yeah, I mean, they've got
And
both of
Harshal
them, I'm
also.
just saying. Yeah.
Even Harshal also.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it just me, or does the way and NKR bowling right now look a little like why am I thinking Joss Butler? What's his name? Jofra Archer.
He doesn't look like Joss Butler. Bowling.
Jofra Archer. The action.
His action is more similar to Dennis Lely, I guess.
No.
Yeah, because I clearly remember during the BGT, they had this frame by frame thing. So the load up, everything was almost similar, obviously, except the pace.
Do you know what he does look like? He does look like another MRF bowler.
Yes.
Like, you can spot them off from a
Yes.
mile
Yeah.
away, can't you?
That's what I said.
They are the... What's the... Deepak, you'll know this. You're smart. I won't ask Robbie or Rob. But what is it? When they teach people the violin in China, and it's got a particular name because they teach it in a way where they all learn it the exact same way. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Last person to know
All right,
anything about
then.
music.
There was
No.
a dead silence on that.
Like violin, something I think Robbie would know, right? Because Neil is learning, right? So, no idea?
My kids are
Means
learning
only
9
ukulele,
instruments, and I don't even
Yeah,
know the
ukulele.
names of all the instruments.
The music and me, they just don't go along.
Anyway, that was a pretty good hit from
Yes.
hit there over the top as well.
Particle is looking $1 million here.
It solves a lot of their problems if the high intent Padikau has a good season at number 3 here
Yes.
for RCB.
Yes. Yes. No doubt about it. Last season also, that made the huge difference. Especially in the away matches. He was almost scoring every time.
Anyway, my point being is MRF bowlers all have a similar style because of the way that they were coached traditionally. And so they all have that really high left arm. They all come very close to the umpire. They got quite straight posture, the way they come in. It's really interesting. If you go back, Deepak, and you look at Dennis Lilly before he did his back injury, he doesn't look like he doesn't look like that at all. If anything, he looks like Wes Hall at that point. He's even got Wes Hall's weird, because Wes Hall had that thing where he would come in flicking his wrist the whole time, which is one of my favorite. One day we're going to have to go through all the weird things that bowlers do that we really like. You know, the bowlers, you will have seen this before, Robbie, the guys who kick their heel out to the side before they come in, like they're horses, and they've got to get themselves going. I love that. And I love the bowlers like Morne Morkel who have to do like a half circle or a semi-circle for no reason.
Yeah.
There's no reason to do it, but they've just put it into their life. I love all that sort of stuff.
It's rhythm.
So
You
like-
have to find
Yeah.
rhythm.
It's rhythm. Yes.
Is Payne, by the way.
Here he is.
Seeing him
Padikau,
for the first time.
you want to aim at his stumps early. It's not a big sample, but he's bowled a lot in the power play. When
And was
he's
this in
particularly
a-
the aggressive one?
But I think I asked this question to Robbie once. So Robbie gave a very good explanation on this, that why his red ball credentials are a little dicey, why he's little susceptible to that kind of a thing. Robbie, remember we did that on our show once.
Wait till you see this.
Why
in half an hour's
particle
time,
has
you
an
guys.
issue when the ball does a little bit and it's a little fuller, aimed at the stumps.
Oh my God. Okay. He's come down to Payne
a
here,
shot,
and he's
isn't it?
sliced this over backward point for 6. And there is a backward point there. The chop out man is there, and he's managed to just get it over the top. I tell you what, he's taken about 4 risks in that one shot.
Exactly.
Proper execution, though.
There's some.
What's he,
shot,
23 of
I would
8
say.
now?
Yes.
That's a good hit. He didn't get his hand on that, did he? That went over the top.
No, it's too high.
Oh, it was well over, yeah.
Remember, if Rob is not claiming that as a catch, we don't even discuss that. That's the
even a
thumb
chance.
rule.
Only one terrible drop in the first innings.
Oh, another 4 here. Payne's going. Payne's bowling really slow here too.
He's going to get 4 off that ball every time, isn't he? The one he just,
Yeah,
the one he just got.
exactly.
That's he's bowled 3 balls at 126 Ks. He's usually
Yeah,
a bit
that was
sharper than that.
126.
Yeah. I don't.
People
I-
are going to bash you. You kind of compared him to Bumrah in the first.
No,
innings.
I said in the blast. Well, the blast is a bit of an angle below this level, Deepak. If people can't work that out. I also said this. I'm not sure this is the year I would have picked him. I thought a couple of years ago he was at his prime.
I have no idea about him, to be honest.
But I also would have given him the new ball. He's a new ball bowler. And that's part of the problem, isn't it? You pick these guys and they don't. Look at Duffy today with the new ball. Looked really good.
Yes.
And New Zealand weren't always using him with the new ball.
And even in the finals also, for that matter. That slower ball, 112.
Oh, there's a good question here too. Someone says, Blue Eagle said, would you take the best version of Salt over Butler in T20s? And when is Robbie setting up a P-Dog appearance in Commbox? I think over their careers you would pick Butler, but right at the moment you would pick Salt, wouldn't you, Robbie?
Yeah. Yeah. At the moment, yeah. It's always current form, right? Salt right now.
Can I just put a message
said-
up that's just for Robbie? Robbie can read this.
I thought guys couldn't hear anything.
The only time you've been on mic is when you've been eating.
My crispy mushrooms were bothering you. Sorry, buddy.
So, like, very easy.
45 for 1. What they must be heavy favourites here.
Bloody hell. Look at this.
Sabi, do you want to take us through that? Like,
Oh,
what is
sure.
the problem with particle? Whenever the ball is pitched up and it does a little bit?
No.
There's no problem here as he's just come down and flicked another 6.
Why would you want me to speak something negatively about somebody when he's batting so well? What is wrong with you? You want people to hate me?
This is what Rob mentioned.
He's 28 of 10 balls at this point in time.
Rob is not ready to take the bait. He said, like, no more tutor
Shot,
batching for me today.
What a shot.
That was a great shot.
Amazing shot. Amazing shot. Amazing shot. Brian Lara used to rate him really high early on when he came onto the scene at that time. Clearly remember, I think there was a split season at that time, 21 or 22. And he mentioned that this guy should get an IPL 100 this season. And he actually got one.
We've got another good question here. Let me just... After Unad Cut comes in, it's a proper slog by Kohli. Not enough of those. YC says, SRH fan here, just turning in to the live stream. I have to know if you thought Klaassen was out.
YC?
That boundary move.
Jarrod thought that was not out. He thought he touched the Toblerone.
Rob, what did you think?
I thought it was a really close one, to be fair. You could watch that all day long. I didn't see the one that everyone said the boundary board moved.
Yeah, that was
And
the
I
one
think
between
in the
his
time
legs.
allowed, like, probably fair enough. It's one
Oh,
of those that
another
could have
slog
easily gone
here.
either way.
Pickup shot by Kohli. He's hit that for 6. I just think, YC, to answer your question, I think we asked the guys, and the other 3 guys all thought it was out. I was the only one who thought it was not out. I think if you gave that to 1,000 different people, you'd probably get about 70 to 80% thought it was out, and about 20% who thought it was not out.
That's
Just,
fair.
you know, it's one of those ones where there's no clear answer. And I think you just have to accept that sometimes they're going to go against you. It's actually, to be fair, and this isn't just the IPL, this is any cricket ground in the world, it's very hard to cover all the different angles you need for the boundary catches because there just aren't enough angles and the ground slopes up and all these different things. So it's a great question, but you just have to accept that sometimes it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah. One question, like I really wanted to ask since long, like after DRS, do you all think that the benefit of doubt goes to the batter statement, that particular thing has somehow kind of gone out of the
It was never in the
sports?
game.
But like at least
What are these
commentators used to say
irrelevant
that.
questions that are coming from you? Like just
No, no, I just wanted
random.
to, like, dude,
Like,
all my life,
why-
all these
why-
commentators
why?
used to say that. Always they used to say that benefit of doubt goes to the batter. But I've never seen it. The time I've kind of started following cricket
That's
seriously.
just. Do you want to know why there was benefit of doubt to the batter? Right?
Yeah, I want to understand
It's because the batters were posh amateurs back in the old days, and they basically made it a thing. It's not real, right? You're either out or you're not out. That's the only options. It's a binary sport. You can't be 60% out, right?
Yeah.
You're out or not out. Did you think it was hitting the stumps? Yes or no? Oh, the benefit goes to the batter. Fuck off.
And that's what all the commentators said. But it's, at the end of the day, all those commentators were batters.
I think
Majority
if
of
you
them.
look at Deepak, if you look at it across all sports, right, there is a point of I think there's always biases in umpiring and refereeing and all these different things. And once you bring it in, if you watch I don't watch much football. Rob probably watches a little bit more, but I know he's not a massive football fan either. But if you watch football, every time someone's in the box and like someone touches their shoulder and it's a penalty, they're like, well, that wouldn't have been a penalty in my day. And that's like, yeah, because you didn't have a camera showing that the guy had committed a penalty. It's not that it wasn't a penalty back in the old days. It's just that there wasn't any way of actually giving that, right? Because you would have had to be certain that his hand was there for that millisecond. And that's a really hard decision to make. So all it really does is it allows for more accurate more accurate decisions, as we see Ishan Kishan do a bit of club wicket keeping there. I was
What
going to
was
ask
that?
It's all kinds. I was waiting. I grew most of my beard while I was waiting for you guys to see that ball. But bloody hell! Like, come on, man.
Robbie would love this, right?
that did spin a lot, Rob. Have a look. That actually turns.
Yeah, but if you play computer
Ooh.
games more often than you practice cricket, you're going to be able to react to something moving, quite quickly 10 yards in front of you. Why not put a knee on the floor? Like, you're allowed to use your body to stop the ball. He just stood there and went, oh, never mind.
I will
That's
say
the
this:
ball.
he was incredibly nonchalant with that ball.
But we have an ex IPL wicketkeeper in front of us, so he would be able to give his verdict on it. So
Robbie, you
was
putting
it
your knee
that
on the floor
difficult?
there?
Robbie, was it that difficult?
You want to get down on your knees and stop that. You don't want to take a chance with this stuff.
Yeah. 67 for
He
one
knows he's
after
been lazy with
5.
that.
So they are now. What have we got him in at, Rob? At about a 1.15 on the odds. So what's that? 85% chance.
Yeah, they're the market absolutely loves them. 87% is pretty high, but you can see it. I mean, it's all down to Malinga, isn't it now?
Yes.
Yeah. They've got a lot of issues with this bowling attack. I mean, how much over par do they need to score with this current bowling attack as well? 15% over?
If Payne is the thing is, I was going to ask this, like, how much should teams be using leagues like the Big Bash as a barometer of how good somebody is at the moment? Because you go, oh, Payne was good in the Big Bash. He got, what did he get? 11 wickets in 6 games at 6.5 and over. And you go, well, that's really good. And you go, yeah, but Cooper Connolly got 15 wickets for the same team at 6.
I was coming to the same example.
But also,
So-
he's a big, tall left arm bowler who should do better in Australia than in other places, right?
Yeah, I think, like you said, Payne was really, really good 4 years ago in the Blast. Like, really good, reliably good. And obviously, lots of Australians are deciding they don't fancy it this year, and other people are getting injured. But
I do think it's
doesn't say
interesting
that
though
much
that I don't
about
think
Stokes.
Jack Edwards would have started, right?
No.
And so
Yes.
Payne has turned up probably out of nowhere and has also been given the most difficult, that sort of fourth over section. Now we have Harsh bowling and he's been swept for 4 straight away as well.
And
But-
I have been guilty of that, to be honest. I picked Copper Coonley at number 4 for Punjab based on his BBL numbers and then got bashed because he was scoring 2.5 during the entire Asia leg, World Cup and Pakistan series included. So he couldn't even average above 10 in the entire leg for a good 2-3 months.
But I think you're right. I do think they picked him to bat though, looking at that side, didn't they?
Yes.
I don't think you're wrong to have picked him because I think when I did my maths, I was like, I think he'll have to bat at 5 in this side. Cooper Connolly's a little bit like Jacob Bethel, right? Which is he is very naturally talented, but that doesn't mean it's about to just come out of him this season. Like you're taking a big risk. Hey,
he's not allowed. I think he's not fit enough to bowl at the moment. Connolly.
What, the 2-step slanty stuff he bowls?
Jube's got Kohli before, hasn't he?
Has he?
I think. Well, my numbers are telling me he's 1 for 1 off 3 balls against him.
Oh.
Yeah, but left arm finger spin, it can be like because like this is the Achilles heel for Virat in IPL. So yes, last season.
Robbie, I don't think Virat.
Yes, I think he got Virat in Lucknow, I guess, when they had that match.
I think Virat's a kind of. I'll try and bring up the numbers, but I think he's a bit of a weird player against spin anyway, because he's not one of these guys who just likes it spinning in or spinning away, because sometimes he doesn't like it spinning back in, right? I think he might be one of those guys who prefers it to be a little bit slow, Robbie, so he can use his feet and get down to it.
Yeah. But I think in general he's a much better player of fast bowling.
He's humped this ugly out for a single.
He's got a much better kind of record also against fast bowlers, right?
Yeah.
I think against spinners he accumulates really well. He runs his 2s and 4s and all of that happens really well. But most of his aggressive shots come out more to the fast bowlers.
He's certainly over the. I mean, this is where we need Varun, but Rob will know this as well. Like he certainly slows down quite a bit when spin comes on after the power play a lot.
Exactly, and somebody if you bowl within the stumps and at a pace above 90, then his numbers go down significantly against spin. Like a couple of years he has worked on it because he has introduced that slog sweep in IPL.
Yeah.
Yes, so that has changed.
Right, Kohli's plan, and this is probably 5 or 6 years ago, was I'm going to hit the power play and hit the 4s, and then I'm going to get my 50 after the power play, and I will do that by hitting every single ball of spin for 1, every single one.
Yes.
And now he's not quite like that anymore. His strike rate goes like since 2023. He goes 153 power play, then 130 in the middle, which isn't the run of ball stuff. That's decent enough, and then he goes bang again at the end. He's like back up to 190 last 5 overs, but he seems to have definitely improved his game and his intent in this phase now. But how much is this made for him when he's got the number 3 bashing at strike rate 200? He can just steer the chase home, right? They're so likely to win when the other guy is smoking it with Kohli.
I remember one particular interview of his in 2024. There was this match against SRH where like Shahbaz Ahmed kind of choked him in the middle overs. And they managed to win that match. And after that, they won like good 6-7 matches on trot. They were having a horrible 2024 season. And then in one of the interviews, I think in Dharamsala, where he scored like 90 or 45, he said, I have understood the impact player rule better now. Because Swapnil was kind of introduced as an impact player and his entire game changed post that. So he said, I'm able to take more risks because I know we bat deep because of the impact player. I was not able to understand that rule that well. So he said that in one of the interviews
Virat said
also.
This.
Yes.
Virat said this.
Virat said that. What happened?
I don't know. Robbie just made a really big comment and then just pushed the microphone away. It was like he dropped the microphone. Virat said this. Virat said it.
Yeah,
No, I was asking if Virat said it.
Yeah, he said it in the interview.
So I'm just looking here. This is last 5 years in T20 cricket, right? So mostly that's international and IPL for him. He averages around 50 against left arm finger spin and off spin, right? But at a strike rate of 112. Yes. So it's not as if it's the ball spinning away. This is why I think a lot of Indian fans will say, oh, the left arm finger spinners get him. And I'm like, I think off spinners cause him issues too. I think he prefers the slower spinners when the ball goes up. And wrist spinners, the ball goes up. Even when you're bowling quicker now, you see it go up out of the hand, which is what Robbie was talking about with himself before. And it's something that Brian Lara's talked about a lot. Brian Lara thought he was the best player against spin when the ball went up. But when it came flat, he didn't feel as confident. Unless Paul Adams was bowling to him instead of Alan Donald in the 1996 World Cup quarterfinal, Rob.
And then this 50-year-old Lara was smoking Rashid for fun during those, like one of the gigs they did, I think in Australia, I guess.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah, I think if the ball go... This one's creamed away again. Well, Malinga's first ball is a 4, so this is not looking good even after the power play.
Yes.
What are we up to, Rob? Are they... Oh, no, that odds haven't changed all that much.
Yeah, it's pretty short though, isn't it? But the market, they're not fielding well either. That's second misfield in the last 2 overs. They don't look like a team that have got any ideas of how they can defend what probably a little bit under par.
Yes.
But
I
no
don't think they're a
ideas. have they?
confident side when they're bowling second. They don't look it. They haven't looked it for a while now, I think.
It must be hard though. It's the weaker skill that they possess, right? And also in this case, they're not. Let's say 200
And
was
they
par.
keep mucking up in the auction, yeah. Like this is where you need to have. Yes, you've got your main pieces of batting, right? You need to have the bowling to win at Hyderabad. You really think this bowling can defend at Hyderabad?
I think it's going to go about 0.7 runs and over more than everyone else is going to go. That's the issue. So it means your batters have to be scoring at 1 run and over more than everyone else. Which is,
And
it's
they
not
had
that
the
they're not going to
money.
do it. They almost did it at times today.
Yes. And they had the money also in the auction. That's the whole point. And I agree with Robbie, and still they kind of messed it up big time.
I thought Livingston was a very odd decision. I don't know how you guys felt, but I just
If you spend all the money on him, then why not? Why not start him for the season? And
Yeah.
particularly after all that, he's been in the media a lot, hasn't he, the last few weeks?
Exactly.
Prove your point, mate. We've backed you. We've spent all the money on you. We saw what you did at Punjab at number 4. Be the guy, pump up his tyres. Another misfield. Pump up his tyres, and say, right, we're basing everything around you. Like, there's no excuse for this, right? These professional cricketers can't stop the ball and pick it up, and they all look beat, don't they? They all look beat here.
They do look a bit.
And you have to do better. It's game 1. Like, sort your bloody hell. Sort your body language out. Sort your body language out. Get your hands out your pockets. Act like you can win this game, right? They still need 113 off 79. You're
Yes,
not
and
dead.
things change.
Like this ridiculous shot. That you must have
Oh
seen it.
my
by now.
God. That is ridiculous. I'd just retire if I played that shot
Man
once in
alive.
my life.
Robbie, what does
I
that
can't.
feel
I
like?
can't read.
What?
I cannot react till I've actually seen the shot.
Have you not seen it yet? Bloody hell!
Not yet.
He's watching on a potato.
So Robbie is living in the dark ages.
He's got the wires into either side of the potato.
Oh.
There we go. Good shot, Robbie.
That's what we call that makhan in Hindi.
Okay.
Makhan
What does that
means
mean?
it's like smooth butter.
Yeah.
like-
So when you hit one like that, what does that feel like? Because
Let
feels
me tell
amazing.
you, Rob.
Just watch it.
Orgasmic.
Feel like. I'm not asking you. I'm
Orgasmic.
asking Deepak.
Deepak, Robin, your Deepak. Question asked to Robin.
Oh, sorry. I was like reacting to the shot.
But
then
Deepak will answer for me.
No, I didn't even listen to the question. I was like seeing the replay. Only.
That's why you said orgasmic.
Yeah. Because I was seeing the video, the replay.
That was a ridiculous shot. I was just looking up Virat versus wrist spin, and it was what I thought. Basically, he averages about 45 against leg spin. He averages over 60 against left arm wrist spin, but his strike rate's 125 against wrist spin, leg spin, sorry, and 140 against left arm wrist spin. So he isn't a guy who likes the ball spinning in or spinning away. He just prefers wrist spin and the overspin that it gives him, and the ability to play it that way. Maybe use his feet a little bit more than he does with finger spin. I mean, I think we often just think people like spinning in or spinning away, but I think it's much more complicated than that. Different kinds of bowlers, different kinds of angles, causes a lot of issues. We got a good question here, actually, from Blue Eagles, who says, if you have a shaky bowling lineup, surely your best shot is with the new ball. Giving Reddy the first over is coaching malpractice.
Yeah, because Well, maybe the first over, you know, they was it you, Deepak, that said they've been he's been practicing and he's looked quite good with the new ball, fine. But when you've got like Malinga's probably your biggest threat, at least on paper, and then fine that he's not going to bowl at the start, that's okay. But you've brought Payne in to do a job. So if Payne's coming on when they're already whacking it, you kind of missed a trick. And Malinga's come on when they're kind of, you know, what, 12% to win the game. You need to get your players in the game earlier if you're going to defend stuff. Get your good bowlers running through them. What they did in the first innings is they realised that Duffy was on one, so they just kept trying to get wickets with him, right? And it worked. They got 3 in the power play, didn't they? And stemmed the runs a bit. So yeah, I agree with that. I think you should try and get your. It's like when you've got Rashid Khan and you're defending, and there's like 9 overs gone and he hasn't bowled yet. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? You know, there's certainties to chase it. Get these players in the game. I mean, you can understand why Harshall comes on now, right? Because he's not a power play guy. He's not really a first 2 phases bowler. It makes complete sense. Oh, hello.
What do you mean, hello? Has he hit that, Rob?
I'm not allowed to spoil anything.
There was a play in
I want to see when Robbie sees this thing that I said hello for, because you're going to have to peel the potato or something, Robbie, if you're watching it in.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Oh dear. Okay. It's a mangled drive down the ground. It's almost like a flick shot. And I think another wicketkeeper who's not a wicketkeeper, Heinrich Klaassen out there, has not managed to get it. Harshal Patel is walking back as if to go, come on, guys. We've got to field a ball here. Not ideal. I can't wait to get Rob out to India, guys, for some of our live events and just see if Rob Barron can outfield any players.
Let's go. I can think of a few.
Do you think, Rob, you're honestly a better fielder than Mujib?
What are you talking about? I will happily, like, you can tie any 2 of my limbs together and put me against Mujib in lab conditions, and I will beat him.
Lab conditions.
50, guys, 50.
Hey, what over did Payne bowl? 4th?
3rd over. No, 4th over.
4th over?
4th, yeah, because Reddy bowled 2, didn't he?
This is the last 3 years of his career. His average in the first over is 26. His average in the second over is 23. His average in the third over is 22. His average in the 4th over is 47. He does get better again at the end of the power play, so I don't even know how to work those numbers out, but it is a weird thing.
I'm just waiting for the potato to get to the picture's been to the potato to see what Ishan Kishan's up to here.
Oh my God. Robbie might eat the potato,
really, really
slice
bad.
it up. It's an awful effort from Ishan Kishan here. I think Deepak might have just seen it.
The technique of this is so shit. It's so bad. All the weight going backwards, scared of the ball, legs wide apart, hands don't go anywhere. Like, that is really, really bad.
So should they swap? Because Ishan is an excellent outfield. And they can maybe have Klaassen keeping and Ishan can be in the outfield. Because remember, he caught some brilliant catches during the World Cup. He was insane in the outfield. Yeah, he was insane in the outfield.
Well, it's a very, very good advert for your suggestion the last 2 overs of swapping Klaassen and Kishan round, because Kishan's fielding like an empty dustbin. And
Klaassen was the one who dropped the ball.
Virat.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's the reason I kind of gave the suggestion that Ishan
I
has
mean,
been
to be fair,
catching.
Klaassen's not a great keeper either, but I'm not sure he would have let 8 buys go through here.
And Kishan is an excellent outfielder. Like, he is brilliant.
He is keeping at the moment, though. If you watch him at the moment, he is keeping a little bit like a fielder. Because he's not using his pads behind the ball, you know, as Rob and Robbie were saying before, getting his knee down. And that last one, he doesn't even have his body, he doesn't even have his legs together. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Use your pads. That's what they're there for. If you're in the outfield, you don't want to use your shins.
Is he keeping for Jharkhand now? Because they have Kumar Kushagra.
I'm not sure he's keeping for the Sunrisers
Robin Mins.
Deepak.
He is.
We did get a good question in. Yeah, if you ever shake your bowling lineup. Oh, no, we've already done that. Sorry. Mick Lebowski says, which is an incredible handle, and I fully, I'm a big fan of that. Says, planning watch-alongs for all games or just the opener? We will be doing watch-alongs all the way through. Please come with us. There'll be many
Yes,
different
we will.
people coming through. We're hoping to get out to India and do a bunch of live events as well. So, like, subscribe, do all those things. We might even bring out Rob Barron.
And maybe Dubai also.
It's what the public want. I'm going to get beaten up as soon as I land for saying that Rohit shouldn't have been in the all-time Mumbai 11.
Has that gone down well?
What?
Look at Robbie's face.
What? Rob?
Well, of course he shouldn't.
How can you fit him in? Who'd you have
Do
ahead
you
of
want
him?
your
Lendl?
Indian visa or not?
Are you telling me you're leaving out Lendl Simmons, Robbie?
Yes. Heck yes.
You're leaving out Dwayne Smith?
Heck yes. For Rohit Sharma? Oh, of course.
I'm
he's
sure
not
that went
gonna
down well
go.
in the comments, and everyone understood your reasoning behind it, Rob. This game is over, by the way. 110 for 1 after 8.3. Are they at 50 to 1 yet, Rob?
Yeah, well, it's crackers. This what a wonderful knock that is from Padikal. Like wonderful knock, total game changing.
Amazing. He's like
61 of 25 so far. And Virat's been fine at the other end, 30 off 19. He just hasn't really been needed. Oh, another. Oh, is that why he said wonderful knock? Because he scooped this straight up in the air. And
No, I'm not doing any spoilers. It's really hard when you're half an hour ahead, but I'm not doing any spoilers. Like,
Can you get a slower
Finally.
feed, please? Have
I've
two
got
feeds.
I've got a slow one. I'm not even watching the. What the hell are you watching? Did you pause it at half time or something?
No,
I must admit, I did notice this. I actually went back to my feeds and I went out of them and came back in, and I did pick up 2 or 3 seconds just by going out and coming back in. So
Okay,
I don't
bye.
know what it is. They just slow it down over time.
No, but like I'm here, I'm on with you guys correctly, but like I'm watching this on television. So for
Yeah,
me,
no, no.
Watching it through a window of a cave off like multiple mirrors of somebody else's telly or something.
maybe.
You know you've won a
maybe.
World Cup, right? That you're allowed to get like a proper telly to watch it on.
I have a proper telly, mate, but I have only one broadcaster here in Dubai, so I got to use that broadcaster. I don't have the luxury of having 4 different feeds on me, bro.
And Rob, you have to understand, he's in a war zone right now. He's lucky to even have a feed.
Exactly.
Just shout out the window, "Don't you know who I am?" and get someone to bring you a proper feed.
Hey,
That's what I did.
Robbie, what's the best use of your fame you've ever had?
Great question.
Like one time when you knew you shouldn't have done it, but you've done
question.
something where you've just been like,
No, as in I only use it when it's for important things.
yeah. So what's the best use?
So passport.
Oh, okay. So like you had a problem getting a passport and you.
Yeah, a couple of times with the passport. There's one time someone had stolen my passport in England, and then I had to get a new passport, and then so in the High Commission.
Oh my God.
We had to go.
So
Yeah.
you went through the same shit that I've been going through the same.
Oh no,
the
no, no!
same.
I got it inside of a day. The day I complete, then I got the same day.
You just pointed at your face and circled, and they gave you a passport.
Yeah, and then and the second time was when I had to get my passport renewed because I was leaving in a week.
Yep.
So I needed like that, like it's called Tatkal passport, like it's
Tatkal,
called like,
yes.
yeah, so it's called like super fast. So, but then I went and spoke to the, the regional passport officer, made a request, and then they gave it to me in the next 2 days.
You must have done something at a nightclub or a bar or something as well.
No.
Come on.
No, I did because I'll tell you why. I've gotten caught by the cops for
Now we're talking.
going one way and all of that. And I've not asked for anything. In fact, I've been caught. They've let me go, and I'm like, no, I'm wrong. I'll pay the fine because there were other people standing there, and it wouldn't look nice on me. So I paid the fine to them, and I left.
What? That's the worst story I've ever heard.
Yeah, what
That
is the
you were a
worst-
nice
but that's the
person.
story I have for
That's
you.
not using your fame.
I don't think so,
That's
Robbie
the
would.
opposite of what.
That's,
Going
Yeah.
that is exactly what I said. My good use of my fame was at the passport office.
So Baron will like this a lot. It must have been, it was the MCG test. Deepak will remember. It must have been the one that Virat was going nuts. When was that? 2014 before the World
2014.
Cup.
2014.
Yeah,
14.
yeah, Boxing Day, and I was commentating on ABC, and I had to leave early that day because my friend had his stag party for his wedding, and so ABC made a big deal about the fact that I was leaving an hour early from the test match to go get drunk, right? And so it went through the whole commentary the whole day, and then we went up, and once I caught up with the guys, everyone was paralytic drunk. My mate was like trying to climb the roof of a pub at one stage to get his sunglasses because it was just all this sort of stuff. People were drinking pints of whiskey and Coke and stuff. It was messy, right? And so when we went to the second pub, of course, as we walk in, they see this group of men go, and you can just see straight away, they're like, guys, you're not coming in. There's absolutely no way. And then they went, and then as we were turning around, one of the barman goes, wait a minute, is that Jarrod Kimber? And I wasn't very well known back then, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I've been listening to you on the ABC all day. I love your commentary. I read you on Crick Info. And I was like, awesome. Can we come in for a drink? And he went, hell no, get out. That was the closest I ever got to using my fame, and I still got kicked out.
RCB is winning.
Is he an RCB fan?
Yeah, and he loves RCB.
I don't
Loves
know
RCB, Chennai.
I'm not sure if Eek even has a team. He likes Virat a lot, Eek, to be fair.
So for him, I think it changes. So it depends on who's playing whom, and it's like on that day he's supporting a team. How well is Virat hitting the ball, man?
Yeah, he's looking good. 37 off
6
22.
was insane.
How is
And whip.
Mick Lebowski again says, Sunrisers owners keep taunting CSK and bidding up the value instead of focusing on their own auction. BBL performance has never translated to IPL for what it's worth.
BBL performance?
Big Bash.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
do
I don't
think
think it has.
I think the Big Bash as a general concept is quite often misunderstood because even the best Australian players aren't playing in it, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
you have to look at, it's a bit like all these forms at a certain
Like
point.
even them trying to privatize that league, right? How is that even going to work? Because it's built in such a silo.
Yeah, I actually think it'll be more fascinating if they don't manage to privatize it. And if we have one league that's not privatized, it'd be interesting to see that as an experiment. But I don't think Cricket Australia, the way it's always been built, have the ability to allow owners to come in. They're just such control freaks.
I just want to understand one thing. This particular thing, correct me if I'm wrong. There was a rumor last year that Cricket Australia booked losses so that they could convince the government to allow like outside investment to come into BBL. So is it correct or is it like all rubbish?
I had no.
Where are you hearing this stuff, bro?
In his
This is
Telegram
a
chat.
discussion. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like a lot of people who are from Australia, they were kind of sharing all these things for me, and I didn't even bring this up because it sounded so all, I would say, mysterious to me.
No, I mean, to be fair, if Cricket Australia is, because Cricket Australia is one of the few boards that actually puts its money up, so you can have a look at it. It is actually fascinating to have a look at how they do these sorts of things. But their books are usually all over the place, depending on who's playing at any one time, right? Like if they're not playing India or England, they're going to have losses anyway. So I'm not sure they would have to gerrymander that in that way.
This was after the ODI series with India in October. This
Yeah,
thing
but the
came
books
out.
would have been before then, right? Yeah. RLL Lou says Gautam Gambhir wasn't picked in KKR's all-time 11.
And
Was that on-
he was, to be fair, that was nothing to do with me orchestrating it.
But
Nobody thought
this
he
is
was anywhere
this is
near.
by whom?
This is by us. This is by Commbox, Robbie.
Me, thank
Basically,
you.
you.
Dickheads.
You could have come on any of these
You know who
shows.
we
You were
picked-
invited
you
on
know who
all
we
of the
picked
shows.
instead? You know who we picked instead?
Who?
Sun on the rain.
Robin Atapa, right? That's who
Oh,
we
yeah.
put
No
in.
chance.
Well,
Like, how
numbers,
do you-
mate. That's what we're concerned about here. And you tried to hit the ball, and he didn't. And I mean, people had a go at me for not putting in Stat Paddis in that team, who just scored 1,000 runs a season to third man for a single. Right? Nobody wants to watch that. That doesn't get you in any all-time teams. It's too boring. We want to see people playing cricket shots. If you bat in the power play, hit the ball in the air. Gambhir scored. What did he get? 0.456 a game for KKR. No, thank you very much. I don't want to watch that.
But Rob, you played in a different era, Rob.
Same era as you. You hit some.
Yeah, but
What was his numbers?
A tapper 1-6 per game. Pretty good back then,
Oh,
which is
pretty good.
more than Narayan. More than Tripathi.
In that era.
in that era.
Yeah, all right. In that era,
Robin
like 10 times as much as Jack Callis.
This is a good one here from
Surprise,
Sid
Rob.
Up, who says, surprised Robbie hasn't had a bad or funny episode with the Bangalore police.
I've had a bad episode of the Bangalore Police. It's not worth saying on air. That's all.
Can I tell you my Bangalore police story?
Yes. Go on.
There's a bar that's opposite the Cricinfo offices there. Or used to be
Yeah.
when I used to work for Cricinfo. And it was quite it's Bangalore, right? So it's a bar and it's open till late at night and everyone's enjoying themselves. And it had all this old like Heineken art on the wall, the old ads that Heineken had. And it was about 1 or 2 in the morning, and we had been hitting it really, really hard. It was after some celebration or something. And
Were you living in India back then?
no, I can't remember why I was in Bangalore at that stage. But in those days, Cricinfo used to own a guest house. So I could come out and stay in Bangalore as much as I wanted. So I quite often, if I had to come for something, I would stay a few weeks and, record a bunch of videos and hang out with the team as much as I could. And so we were there and it was about 1 or 2 in the morning. And suddenly a very officious looking police officer comes in. It was 2 a.m. in the morning and he was so tucked into his shirt. And I made a comment out loud of I've never seen a man tuck his shirt in that well before, right? And straight away all my friends just went, stop. And I was too far gone to not make jokes about this guy, right? And he's got his little comedy mustache on, and and he's I don't know, flipping something in his hand. I don't even know what it was. And so the barman comes over to me and just says, please don't say anything further. And so I'm trying not to talk at this point. And then the guy goes over and there's an ad on the wall, as I said, these old Heineken ads. And one of them was that Heineken once did an ad, I don't know why, of a baby drinking from a Heineken bottle. And it's on the wall. And this guy goes ballistic. And he's like, you guys, you're going to lose, I don't know if he said license, but you're going to lose your ability to stay open late. You'll never be able to do this ever again. You have to take this down instantly. You need to apologize. You need to write to this person and apologize and everything. And I'm sitting there going, what is happening? It's 2 a.m. in the morning and we've been drinking here for hours. How is this guy even awake enough to come in here and care about the art on the wall? But by this stage, I had been dragged out the back as far as possible from this police
As you
officer.
should have
And-
been.
And they shut the whole pub down.
Yeah, but generally, I've noticed Aussies are actually generally bad drunks. You guys, when you get drunk, you all get.
That's very
You
unfair
all
because
get-
we're
you all
also bad
right.
sober.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Obnoxious. They think they're funny, but they're not.
They're not
that,
funny.
Unlike all the other drunks in the world who are so
you're
funny
talking
when
about-
they're drunk.
You're talking about when they get drunk. Oh no, I thought you were just talking about Australians in general.
That's a better comment. That was an incredible shot by Patterdale, by the way. These guys have made this pitch look like a 280 pitch.
How easy is this chase? How easy is it? Got rid of Salt quite early, and
Guys, you guys are talking like you've never seen a game in Bangalore before. This is just typical Bangalore wicket. This
No,
is
no, I'm
how it
just
is.
saying. But they
Batting
made it look
second,
easy.
super easy. And SRH have with all due respect, a shit bowling attack at this point
Yeah,
in
it's
time. So
rubbish.
Can you say all due respect and then shit? Is that, does that weigh it out?
all due respect to the fans, but it's a shit bowling attack.
Have you guys ever been to I know Robbie has, but if you're in a trial or something and the lawyers have to call each other, they have to say my learned friend or my respected friend or whatever.
My lord.
And their way of saying it when they're trying to shit on the other lawyer is the ability that they have to change their voice. Do you know what I mean? And make it sound like the phrase "my respected friend," and they can make it sound like they're literally saying that stinking pile of ass cheeks. The ability to be able to do that, I think is absolutely great. Anyway, I never went back to that bar again, Robbie.
I want to know the name of that bar.
Do you remember the old Cricinfo offices in Bangalore?
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever went. So
It's behind a ground. I remember that. It's
Yeah,
behind
yeah. So-
Webb's ground.
Was it the football ground or the hockey ground?
No, it was actually my school cricket ground.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah. So there's the building there, and there's a roundabout. And if you go around the corner, there's a bunch of Maidans, and there's a pub opposite the Maidans. It's like second or third level of a building. It was a lovely spot. I drank there heaps of times. I can't remember the name. If anyone's from Bangalore and knows what the hell I'm talking about, I'm not.
Do share.
I'm not one of those people who remembers the names of pubs. I just sort of end up at them and then enjoy them and leave them. That's a hell of a hit. I mean, Patadar is looking really good here. Jesus.
Oh.
He's very, very good bat to watch, isn't he, Patadar, when he gets going?
Yes.
So effortless, isn't he?
Yeah.
So effortless.
It's a delight to watch.
Also, isn't it nice to see
Lovely.
a modern player with a mullet?
Good to see.
is.
Are you calling that a mullet?
It's a mullet in the
one there.
helmet. I don't think it's a mullet without the helmet.
Did it go out of the ground? No.
No, second tier was it?
No.
Second
Just
tier,
deep
second
first
tier.
I mean, they are phoning in this
There are
bowling
no-
attack.
There
This
are no
is
two
rubbish.
tiers. There's only one tier there.
No. The second tier is where there's a like a bunch of signage above the signage. I thought that ball went.
It's a
Sid saying
great
something.
question.
It's not a question. It's a comment. You're a teacher.
Comment.
You should know the difference between a comment and a statement and a question.
He's not actually a teacher,
Robbie is becoming my teacher now. I'm like
is a
having a
teacher. He-
serious
he-
migraine with like my head banging
why?
like this. So
Why?
was it a fever?
Oh, well, then go off. We're fine. We can take it
Go
over.
off,
The game's
man.
over, dude.
But like I've
Yeah.
nothing else to do, so that's like the best thing to do. So like we're not.
You can sleep when you have a migraine.
No, it's difficult to sleep with this pain. It's like it's like.
Is it a
thinking about-
migraine or a headache?
My it triggers.
Headache.
It starts from
my
here
migraine.
and
Oh,
goes
okay.
like. It's a little weird.
I get it too when I speak to Baron. Sit-Up says, RCB genuinely looks so balanced, which has historically not been them. The RCB Spurs history is gone.
I'm not sure they look that balanced. They bowled 4 overs of Romario today. That's not balance in your team, is it?
That's
He,
right.
he did what he does, though. 1 for 12 off every over. He's a genius at the 1 for
3
12.
for 54. It's the Romario way, isn't he?
He
Isn't it?
might be the best 1 for 12 bowler I've seen. I'm trying to think of someone else that is. I suppose Jason Holder can be a bit 1 for 12. But he's more 1 for 10, isn't he? Holder.
Yeah. This is this is where we are with cricket now. If you score 200, just walk off and say, so sorry, we didn't get enough. We'll play again on Thursday.
On certain grounds.
What an over this is, by the way. What the hell is this?
4 wide, dot wide, 6 wide. 6, is it? Did I
Yeah.
get that right?
Is it like setting them for fun?
Just
dude? Like,
filth.
there was this question asked to Patida
I'm
just
3
before the
balls
match.
behind you guys.
So there was this question
Robbie,
asked.
message me after this. I'm going to have to send you a feed, mate. We can't be having this. You can't be. You've got to put the potato away for the rest of this IPL.
So like,
Do you know what's
somebody
happening is the TV's not in the room. He's actually got it in another room. And then his son, Neil, comes in and acts out what has happened in the ball. It takes him a while to come around the corner.
You have nailed it, Jarrod. This is actually
Trinity there going, Dad, he hit it that way.
and at times when he's not able to understand, then Neil would have to actually come and explain it. Like this is what exactly.
Only 21 off this over so far.
Well, the
So
two
somebody
best
was
bowlers on paper, well, I suppose you throw Harshal in as well, but the two best bowlers on paper, they're overseas bowlers. Being Malinga and Payne have got for a million runs
I'll tell you
between
what,
them.
they've got 2 decent bowlers in Harshal and in Jaydev, but they're not consistently good as well, right? They're not consistently effective as well.
I think
And
Unukand has
that-
had one of the worst IPL careers of anyone, though. He's really good with the new ball, but he struggles after that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He did so.
And then I think Harsh is also good as well, the left
Yeah.
arm spinner. But I think, and he's young, and I think he's going to be a good all rounder in the future. But it's just too much pressure on them, too much work for them to do as bowlers.
Yeah. This is what we were saying before, though, as well. Before Barron came on, we were talking about with all the injuries, your third and fourth best bowlers have to be your second and first best bowlers at times. And in this case, Payne wasn't even in their squad. He's their new ball bowler. Malinga, as Rob said earlier, didn't even bowl until this game was already over. Like, there was so much pressure on them from the start here. And outside of the Phil Salt dismissal, nothing went their way. It didn't help that, Ishan's left 2 balls go through his legs as well.
Yes. And to be fair to... Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, so to be fair to Nutcut, what I personally like about him in last 2 seasons, he's developed that special ball. It's not exactly a knuckle ball, not exactly a cutter, but that comes out a little slow from his hands. So this is where, at least he was getting some wickets in the middle overs also. I remember him kind of getting out Dubey last season on such a similar ball where it's little back of the length, not exactly a cutter, but he completes his action, but the ball somehow comes out a little late. A little tacky release from him, and that was working for him, at least for last couple of seasons. But yes.
You're talking about
Imagine
Unadkat.
you have a weekend bowling attack,
Yeah.
right? You don't have a top bowling attack. But within that, if you even make an error in kind of bowling, picking the right guys to bowl at different points in time during the game, imagine how much more pressure that puts on bowlers.
Yeah.
Right? Like today, the third over from NKR wasn't required. You could have bowled Payne then, right?
Yeah.
But then now that puts so much more pressure on a Payne in the fourth over, and he goes for runs, and that means enough insight about where a bowler bowls.
Payne has got a wicket.
Yeah.
He
It's
gets a
funny with
wicket.
I think Unadkat's a perfect example of if you have him in your side as your fringe bowler, right, and you don't have any injuries, and you can bring him in on the pitches that suit him, and you can use him the way that suits him, his numbers will be fine, right? Because really, what you want him to do is bowl 1, 3, and 5, right? And then if he doesn't have to bowl 4 all that often, or he can bowl 4 in the 9th or the 10th over, he'll be fine. But so often in teams, when he's in, he's having to bowl 1, 3, 17, and 19,
Yeah.
and it
It's-
just doesn't suit him, right? It's
it's
not his
easy.
skills. We've seen him in red ball cricket how good he is. We know he's talented.
Yeah.
It just hasn't worked.
Yeah.
It's easy. Do what they do with Ishant with him. Couple of overs. See you later. Well, that's quite enough. We don't need you in the field. You definitely don't need Ishant in the field. But let him do his thing early. The thing with Unadkat, I love Unadkat as well. His batting's so fun as well when he gets a chance. But he's got loads better at the death the last couple of years because he used to be 5-6 years ago the absolute worst death bowler. Like him and Romario is a great pairing to just bowl 15 and over at the end. But the slower balls have got a lot better. And what you were saying there, Deepak, about how he runs his fingers across the ball and stuff. He's developed more skills, so fair play to him for that. But he's still very much a try and get him out the way early type bowler. But if you look across this IPL, obviously you've got Unicorn, you've got Bumrah, who's 50 times better than everybody else. But so many of the teams, when you look down, like where the hell is the death bowling here? Like who is going to stop you scoring runs at the end?
I think I agree.
Payne
By
is
the
on
way,
hat-trick, guys.
Payne's on a hat trick. Out of nowhere. Of course he is.
And
Come
Adkat
back.
taking the catch. Steady Eddie.
Vihish says, no SRH fan thinks this bowling attack is good. Well, that's because they've got eyes and they've also followed the last couple of years. I think that's fair. Ace says, damn it, start. I thought, okay, SRH can manage to get to playoffs with my fan brain on, but with these many holes in the bowling, they would finish at the bottom. Yeah, I think if you have a look at my analysis coming in, I just didn't really understand how this bowling attack fit together. And I haven't really changed all that much at all. Siddharth says, Rob, have you used Claude for bets?
I've used everyone for bets, but who's Claude?
Claude is an AI.
No, AI can't do betting, man. And don't tell me that it can, because I've asked it questions and it doesn't even understand them. So if Claude can make money, use Claude, but I don't think so. Like surely even the UK fixed odds traders for these bookies who are pretty dumb. No hat trick, boring. if they must be.
Robbie
better
hasn't
than
even seen the
Claude.
second wicket yet, Rob.
What does
No, I saw, I've seen this. I saw it.
what does Claude? Can you message back, Siddharth, and Jarrod will read it out? Like what have you found out about what Claude and AI can do for betting? Because I know they can kind of.
I think they can be used in the probability market. I think what they use Claude for there is when there's an uptrend, so they buy it, they place their probabilities at a certain point, and when it climbs, they withdraw. So,
Okay, so they can
so
follow
I
a
think
market.
it can be
then,
used
I
in the
guess.
probability market. Yeah.
Okay,
It's like
got you.
trading. It's like trading.
Yeah.
So use Claude for trading. A lot of people use Claude for trading. So they do like a 1% or 2% every day.
I mean, a lot of people I know that grew up gambling with me, much cleverer than me, obviously, and have ended up doing financial stuff and trading proper markets and the clever stuff to make cash. Whereas I'm still mucking about trying to get 50 Bet365 accounts for the IPL.
A lot of the other guys are more algorithmic based. I think AI can help in using the algorithms, especially if you're trading on Betfair or those sort of probability markets. But at the end of the day, even the best algorithms I've seen need so much manual manipulation, because it's a bit like today, Robbie, where you and I could see instantly that pitch was where it was too paced. There's no way that you can do that unless you're running the actual Hawkeye data through an algorithm, right? And no one's allowed to use Hawkeye data for that sort of stuff. So, Hawkeye data algorithm can't tell you if there's dew, right?
Yeah.
Like very simple things like that. The ball going soft in that India game, was it the semi-final? The algorithm can't tell you that. So you can't just use AI for those things. But, like anything, if it automates some of the ideas. Andy says, after the auction, we were told SRH had bought these fancy paces and left arm wristies, and nobody could hit. And then they proceed to serve whatever this is.
Fair enough.
So one of the things I've always said about like SRH, and SRH have done this over the last 2 or 3 seasons, right? They've picked a very batting heavy side, and for some reason they believe they can win this win the IPL, or win this league with just a heavy batting unit. It's I can tell you from experience, and I don't mean to burst anyone's bubble, but I am, that you don't win championships with batting. Very seldom do you win championships with batting.
Throughout the whole history of cricket.
Matches.
Yeah, throughout the whole history of cricket, all World Cups, all league cricket, bowling is massively underpaid from that point of view. Ace says, can we trade Head or Klaassen for a bowler now? I would have traded Livingston for a bowler. Livingston
easily.
would be the one.
Like I never understood that. I didn't for the life of me, right?
There's about 3 other teams that needed Livingston as well. That's the thing I didn't understand. It's like, you're the team that didn't need him.
Yeah, it was, and so it was not even like a first pick, right? He went unsold, and I think they came back and picked him up again. It's something like that, wasn't it?
Oh.
It was something like that. I can't
Yeah,
remember
he was loads of money though, wasn't he?
Yeah, 13 crore.
Yeah,
was it?
man.
13? 12? Deepak will know.
Yeah,
11
quite
crore?
a bit.
Yeah, something
Quite
like
a
that.
bit.
And yes, I remember that he was not picked in the first time.
And everyone was like ecstatic in SRH that he was picked. I was like, where is he going to play, man?
Yeah. We're just seeing some close-ups of the still image of Rajat Patidar, by the way, from the promo photos. That is definitely a mullet, guys. Just so that we're
Nice.
That's not a
aware.
mullet, man.
It's a mullet. It goes
That's
up at
not a
the
mullet, bro.
If it goes up at the corners, it's a mullet.
No, a mullet is when you have short hair in front.
No,
and
you're
long hair
talking
in
about
front,
the
right?
shaved hair at the front, long hair at the back mullet. There is also the secondary mullet, where your hair curls up naturally at the back. There are 2
that
mullets.
an Aussie
What
thing
are
you
you
just created?
growing right now, Jarrod?
Well, Australians are experts on mullets. Sorry, what were you saying?
What are you growing right now, Jarrod? Have you cut your hair, or is it still going? I can't see with the headphones
No,
on.
it's still long.
What's the plan?
Just gonna have it long.
Okay, good plan.
Good plan.
Like with SRH now, their entire auction was pretty strange. They had the money, they just held on to it, and then they ran out of the players, and they in the end it was all stress buying. They were kind of like, because Livingston came a lot later, like after the second round, because I think in first round nobody picked him, as Robbie mentioned, and they just then did all the panic buying. They were just kind of buying the people who were just there on the shelf. And seriously, and in the first round they had some very good players to pick from, but they just were sleeping on it. I don't know why.
I
There
love
were a
By
lot
the
of
way, Sorry, one of my least favourite things in the world of cricket is happening right now, and it's the milestone hunting slowdown. Virat was 45 off 26. He's 49 off 32. This is not acceptable when you're definitely going to win the game, and run rate is a thing. You have to keep hitting. You're not allowed to do that. You cannot be 4 off 6 when you're smoking it everywhere against nonsense bowlers when you've already won the game. Just because you want to score 50, it's not acceptable.
They did lose 2 wickets in a row, though.
No, don't care.
Yeah.
You're going to win anyway.
I don't know what this message means from Siddharth. He just says it's the history of RCB. But yeah,
I think it must be with respect to the last discussion we had.
Yeah, I can't remember.
He asked the question.
So 168 for 4, as Tim David is 3 off 5, and I notice Rob has no issue with that.
He's trying to hit it, Jarrod. But he wasn't 40 off 20 before he started blocking it, was he?
Rob, can I ask you a question? Who's the ugliest batter you've seen? Style-wise, not face. I don't want to bring in something nasty in here.
I mean, I want to say Jack Callis, but it's not true.
No, obviously not.
That's the funny answer. But I think
Luke Wright?
I quite like some of Luke Wright's shots. I mean, the obvious answer is Graham Smith, the way he set up, crabbing around everywhere. That's the one that jumped into my head because it was very effective, but it was so like awkward to watch. Everything's crunched and he's just maneuvering it around into gaps and stuff. I think probably him. You?
I find Luke Wright really hard to watch, like back in the day where it was like, it looked like he was trying to overhit every ball. It looked like a kid in the backyard that only thought he could hit sixes.
Do you remember his Big Bash 100, Luke Wright? For Melbourne Stars, I think it was.
Yeah, I think he only played he was like Melbourne Stars' main man.
Yeah. He could bowl 90 miles an hour when he was fit.
Yeah, he was he was actually a gun of early T20 cricket.
Well, they couldn't hit him in the Chris Gale 175 game, could they?
Robbie, who's the ugliest batter?
No. It's an Indian. Yeah. He was. It wasn't stylish at all, but he was super effective, and annoyingly effective. And the fact that he traumatized us with the lengths he batted is what kind of made us hate his batting a lot more. Was Sitanshu Kotak. I love the guy. He's one of my. He's a very dear friend.
Does he know you think his batting is ugly?
Everyone in the world knows. But he was very effective. Like he had Coetzee would make Graham Smith look like a stylish batter.
Wow.
Yeah. Coetzee was difficult to watch. Made us feel uncomfortable, like, because he had so many, kind of twitches in his batting.
Oh, okay.
And I was searching for that word because it's like,
Yeah.
how do you articulate that? And like a weird grip, and then a setup, and then a stance, and the bat was never open. It was always closed inwards, And he still would end up hitting the ball from the middle of the bat. He was great on the leg side. You could never get him on his legs. He was super effective on his legs. The batting coach of the current Indian team. So he understands batting really, really well because of how complex his own batting was. So he's able to simplify things by virtue of that.
And even
the
kids love him in NCA
super
also.
effective. Yeah.
People love him in NCA.
Who's your ugliest batter?
Ugliest. Jimmy Adams, I guess. I
Jimmy
couldn't
Adams?
understand his batting.
Why?
Jimmy Adams wasn't ugly. It was just that it was a weird tactic, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
wouldn't
couldn't
have thought-
understand because I watched him like when I was a kid.
I bet he used, even back in those days, he must have used 5 to 7 bats a year because he hit the bat down so hard. I'm sure it came off from the handle multiple times.
Jimmy Adams. Oh. He had one of the weirdest careers
Banged
in the
the
world.
bat, right?
Yeah, he was I've got to know him quite well over the last couple of years, and he thinks he had a mental breakdown. He thinks that's what affected him. But also, the umpires basically started giving him out LBW. He almost got
Because he had that.
He got hit in the got hit in the head in a county game. Who hit him, Rob? Do you remember? It was one of the big
No.
South African fast bowlers of the 90s who never played for South Africa. One of those guys they always talk about being really, really quick, but we never saw him at test level.
It was left armer, no?
Oh, I can't. No, it wasn't Brett Schultz. No, it was a right armer. I can't remember. Anyway, he got hit really bad. He also got stabbed through the hand by a fork by a teammate on a plane, didn't he? Was it a fork or a knife?
What?
Look, someone needs to look this up.
I've got a good stabbed with a knife story about friends if you want to hear that.
I would have thought you'd have a few from ex-girlfriends.
You should have a few, Jarrod.
I've got a very loose friend called Bob, and Bob was a raving lunatic before he served for England in Afghanistan, and he came back a lot more mad than he was before, which we all thought was impossible. And he didn't know my now wife. He didn't know her, and my wife had heard all the stories. And my wife's brother is an international heavyweight cage fighter known as the Colossus, right? and so we thought that if Bob, who is mental, met the Colossus, who is the Colossus, it might kick off with the way Bob is around people. So my wife was like, well, why? We'd actually been to the cricket that day. It was an Ashes game at the Oval, which she utterly hated, and we had to leave early because it was boring. No applause for Virat's 50 because he deliberately slowed down to get it, so that 50 doesn't count, by the way. And anyway, she said, right, let's meet Bob in the pub, and we'll, and I was like, he will just charm you to death, Amy. It's going to be absolutely fine. He'll be on his best behaviour, no problem, right? So we go to this pub. What is it, the Beehive near the Oval, Jarrod? I think we might have been in there. And we go in there, everything's fine, and Bob is totally chilled, no problems whatsoever, charming as everything. And then for some reason, next to us, somebody is setting up a table for dinner, including a steak knife, right? I'll use this as the steak knife. And one of my friends joins us, who we've not seen for a while, and he goes, all right, Pone, how's it going? And he picked up the steak knife and just went and plonked it straight into his thigh.
What?
And the guy was like, all right, I'm off to hospital, lads. See you all later. Bye. And that was that. And she just looked at me and went, well, he's not coming to the wedding, is he? And that was the end of that.
See, there's two ways that story could have gone. It could have been, we're not having knives at the wedding.
No, we had knives, but we didn't have Bob.
I'll read you the Jimmy Adams. Where are we here? If we are to believe, this is from Cricket Info article in 1999. If we are to believe the official version, West Indies player Jimmy Adams sliced a tendon on the small finger in his left hand with a weapon no more dangerous than a serrated edge of a plastic knife provided in first class on his way to South Africa. The full story is, I think, that he got in a fight with a player and the player took the knife to his hand and caused massive issues with his hand. Sliced the tendon. Anyway, there you go. Muku's telling us to answer the super chats, but one of them he hasn't actually tagged the super chat in it.
So another 6.
That's on.
Wait until you see this one, Robbie.
Rob must be really happy with the fielding effort here, right?
It's utterly abysmal, the fielding. I mean, watch this one, Robbie. When are you going to see this? Probably sometime after
today.
the game.
Sometime.
Oh.
Sometime today.
But that was the same fielder who a minute ago went to stop the ball on the boundary and ran outside the boundary. Did you guys notice that?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that was still like, there was a chance with this one.
NKR.
Yes. And he's a decent fielder.
Ayush says, should RCB use Duffy Hazelwood combo as a tactical move, swapping out Timo Romario versus specific team venue conditions? Yeah, I think
for that, Ayush, this fella has to be, what's that? Hazelwood has to be fit for that.
Yeah. I think when Hazelwood's fit, I think he can use Hazelwood a little bit. He's so good. I think you can use him outside the new ball. So if you give Duffy overs 1 and 3 and you give Hazelwood 2 and 4, I'm actually okay with that as a tactic occasionally.
But like, then how would you fit in Bhuvi then?
Yeah, I was about to say the other issue that they have the same issue that Mumbai had last year. They have too many new ball bowlers. So I don't think it's going to happen consistently. But you could see a pitch where they might do that, and Hazelwood bowls what, 5 or 6? Like,
Guys,
that's his
I
first
still
over?
don't think it's an issue because you can bowl Bowie first over, Duffy second over, Hazelwood third over, and then bring Bowie back again. Because then
Yeah,
you
but
can
when do
actually
you bowl
bowl
Duffy
and
again
then
then?
Hazy. Then you bowl Duffy and Hazelwood together for the rest of the power play, right?
Yeah.
And you have keep 3 for Bowie or 1 in the middle for Bowie. It's actually a great suggestion, Ayush. I think when Hazy gets fit, then this could happen.
I
And
don't know,
clearly,
man.
you're a Deepak Sir fan.
Actually, thanks a lot, Ayush. Thanks a lot for this, bro. But actually, I seriously think Robbie, it's actually a good choice because Hazelwood can bowl like 5th or 6th over. He can also bowl a middle over and then can come at the death because he has figured that out really well. And with Bowie also, you can have 2 at the back, 1 in the middle, and 1 in the power play. So that's also a good split. So they kind of use Bowie like Bumrah.
I think the point being is as long as you don't do it consistently, because I do think there's a lot of pitches that Duffy won't have any advantage on, and you'll just end up with a guy who doesn't bowl very well at the death, not being used.
But the thing is, you can't chance that, can you? As in, how do you figure out if he can or he can't do well in certain venues?
Well, we just saw in the World Cup, in when he didn't have the new ball, he did struggle a lot more, right?
That could be a matter of form, no? More than
No,
anything.
it could have been. It could have been. I'm just saying, it's a risk. I think you use him. I just don't think you use him all the time. Rubu says, would Baz the leader have been a 15-crore contract if he was from a serious country or performed outstandingly well versus India? No, I don't think so.
Jack,
I
question
think.
for you, man.
Hey?
That's a question for you.
Yeah, I think the issue with Baz the leader at the moment is people aren't quite sure how what he does translates to the top level because he's not a huge power player who like has a strike rate of 150 or something. Where do you bat him in a really good side is a little bit confusing. And as a bowler, he works really well for the Dutch, but you don't want him bowling at the death in an IPL game or anything. And you can't bowl him at certain times because there'll be better bowlers around. I just think he's a bit of an odd mix. I think as he matures, he'll be fine, but he's probably not quite there yet. But in the next year to 2 years, he should be this level of player, I think. But there's a bit of Sam Curran about him where sometimes you're like, he would fit really well in a team that needs him. Omazai's another one, right? I would say Sam Curran, Omazai, and Baz the leader all have the same problem. In the right team, they are perfect. But in a team that isn't set up for them, I'm not sure they help the team all that much.
To be honest, I liked him in that match against India. Because at least he was cut above the rest of the bowling attack. And even at the death also, he was doing decently well in that match. So, but yeah, not of that IPL standard, I would say. But at least...
he doesn't have a particular skill that is IPL level, right? Anyway, the game has been won by 6 wickets. It has been won very, very easily with Virat hitting a bunch of boundaries at the end to troll Rob Barron even more. And
yeah, that's what I was...
I was.
And now we have a great message for...
Thank you, Code Noob. It's going to go a long way for me.
To be fair, I don't think it's Robbie's internet that's the problem. It's the fact that...
Because I'm
Dubai-
online with these guys.
Yeah.
If you're talking about internet, there's one person in this group who has an issue with internet and foxes and shit.
It's not you, Deepak. It's me, man.
It's you. It's
Although,
definitely you, Jack.
for the first time ever, I'm on Ethernet in my office. And it didn't help me get online any quicker today.
Yeah, so guys, I'll jump off with another live
Yep.
to the English one.
Thank you very much, Deepak. Deepak will be back for many more of our watch-alongs, hopefully when he doesn't have a migraine.
Yes.
I'm not
But
sure.
like, hopefully they'll be able to bear me also. So like, I really hope.
We can
Who's
bear
going to
you.
bear you? Yeah.
Audience.
Oh, stop fishing for compliments, Deepak sir.
Yeah, he's always
I'm
trying to
not
get people
fishing
saying
for
nice things about
compliments.
him.
You have to read the comments that you get when you're pairing up with Jarrod on his channel. It's tough. You have come a long way. I think Robbie has kind of
I
maneuvered
don't
through
read
that.
comments anymore.
Yeah, well, that's the best thing that anyone could do. That's why Rob Barron is like says what he says and does what he does because he can't read, and so it doesn't matter what people say about him in the comments.
I love it.
So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot.
Okay, bye.
Good luck, Deepak.
Bye bye. Good night.
Yeah, just a reminder, we're going to be doing these shows all the way through. Various people will be turning up and popping in. We're all watching these games, but it's just whether we're near a internet provider or whether, Robbie's potato runs out of charge or whatever that may be. Or Rob Barron gets bored and wants to come in and just chat to us instead of just doing.
Rob's going to
doing
sort
his
me
job.
out. Rob, I'm leaning on you, my friend.
Message me, mate, and I'll sort you out now.
That's it though for this watch along. We will do a podcast after this. I'm not even sure who's on the podcast, but whoever's on the podcast will come back and talk about this game a little bit more. Please like, subscribe, tell everyone that we're doing these watch alongs. We had tens of thousands of people come through, but we'd like hundreds of thousands of people coming through. Robbie Utapa did not get his hair cut for 10,000 views, people. He got it cut for millions of views. So we'll see you again next time here on Commbox.
Commbox. The game lives on.